First round of the 92 playoffs. The Sonics did have a chance. Sean Kemp at the line, 17 seconds to go. Team down one, he missed them both. But the Sonics, coming back in the playoffs, are very optimistic of their chances against the Warriors. We've got it for you in a moment. Here as the playoffs begin.
Eddie with three, fires up a three. He got it! Eddie Johnson hit it from the top of the logo. Bringing it down. He threw it right to paint. Ahead to McMillan. Game over. We got a game 4.
Sonics basketball is being brought to you by cold-filtered Miller Genuine Draft and Miller Genuine Draft Light, taking the country by storm. Subaru, it's what to drive. Coca-Cola Classic, you can't beat the real thing. Seafirst Bank, isn't it time to switch to Seafirst? Alaska Airlines, again and again. Frequent travelers rate Alaska the best airline in the U.S. Safeway, they take service personally. GTE, the power is on. Jack in the Box, always something new. Jeep and Eagle, the official vehicles of the NBA. And by high-performance Citgo gasoline, available at your participating 7-Eleven. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Oakland Coliseum in Oakland, California. Kevin Calabro and Bob Blackburn, and welcome to the simulcast. Welcome to the playoffs. The Sonics are excited. You should be, too. The Sonics have not been given a chance by the national writers, the national media, to win in the series against Golden State, but many people are expecting a full 5-game series. The thinking in the Sonics camp is that should they take game one, they could really turn this battle between themselves and the Warriors upside down. Now, the Sonics will have Benoit Benjamin available for tonight's contest. The stories all this week have been about Golden State's injuries, Marciulionis and Mullen, but keep in mind the Sonics have been playing with a banged-up hand, the broken right hand, and Ricky Pierce with a swollen calf muscle in the right leg. Injuries aside, playoffs are playoffs, and you can bet that these players will bring their best to the floor tonight. Bob and I will be back to take a look at the matchups and our keys to the game here in a moment on the Sonics Broadcasting Network.
For every point, for every rebound, Sean Kemp makes in the playoffs. Seafirst will donate $100 to send kids to camp. It's part of a summer full of family events. Seafirst's Jammin' Summer.
Time now for the keys to the game, brought to you by your local Puget Sound Jeep and Eagle dealers, where you'll find the Jeep you've always wanted. Jeep and Eagle, the official vehicles of the NBA. Welcome back, everyone. The playoffs begin down here in Oakland. The Sonics and the Warriors set to get it on, and it's time for you old keys to the game, Professor. And Bob, I'm looking at the Sonics offense thinking they've got to go up tempo. They've got to stay under control. The Warriors obviously have a penchant for disrupting things defensively, forcing a lot of turnovers, so you can't give them any kind of gimmies because they score so many points off a turnover.
Well, that's true. It's very key that you have to have your own transition game up tempo. But as you mentioned, control is the big thing there. Now, yesterday, the very first thing that George Karl yelled at his team in the practice, the last big practice, detain the Warriors' transition. Whether you call it derail, dispossess them, detrain them, or whatever it is, take them out of it as much as you can, because obviously they're probably the best transition team in the NBA. They'll burn you very quickly, score a lot of points, and then make it tough for you to get back in. So derail that transition game.
Well, let's take a look at the inside attack now for the Sonics. It's something that Golden State's obviously very concerned about. Sean Kemp has had some just dramatic games against the Golden State Warriors. How do you stop a Sean Kemp inside if you're Golden State that's notoriously not known to be a good rebounding team, but they don't have a lot of bulk up front either?
The only way they're going to stop him is to double and triple team him when he gets the ball down low, and even that is not always that effective with Sean.
Now, Nate McMillan, his matchup on Chris Mullen. McMillan really has done a very nice job on Mullen in the past because obviously of his athletic gifts and his size at 6'5".
Well, you're not going to shut Mullen down completely, but what Nate does, he makes Mullen work probably as hard as any defensive guard in the NBA. So I think that's a real key right there, too.
Benoit Benjamin is playing with a leather thong on his hand to protect that broken hand to the outside, the right side of the hand. Although he was shooting jump hooks today, Bob, with as much zest as I've seen him, because the hand forces him, the break forces him to shoot off the fingertips. He's a better marksman, really, with a broken hand.
Interesting about Benoit, he has worked so hard during his time that he has been missing 16 games. He has lost about 10 or 12 pounds.
Yeah.
He looks lighter, he looks faster, he looks more agile. It may turn out to be a benefit to him.
We'll be back to get it on when we take a look at the lineups here in a moment. Playoff game number 1, just around the corner here on the Sonics Broadcasting Network. Back to Oakland, California. The Sonics and the Warriors tonight get it on in the Oakland Coliseum Arena. This is game 1 of the first round, the first phase of the NBA playoffs. It is time now to take a look at the Subaru starting lineups brought to you by Subaru. It's what to drive. The guards tonight, interesting matchup between Gary Payton, who grew up right here in the Bay Area, up against Tim Hardaway, who is unquestionably the man who gives the Sonics limitless problems, averaging 29 points per ball game in the series. Now, the shooting guard matchup will have Ricky Pierce, the veteran of 10 years in the league, against Billy Owens, the prized rookie out of Syracuse. In the middle tonight, Golden State will be starting Tyrone Hill in his second year from Xavier. Opposite the Sonics, Sean Kemp, the 22-year-old wonder kid, averaging 15 points, 10 rebounds a game. The forwards tonight, Derek McKee on Rodney Higgins. Higgins, the veteran from Fresno State in his 10th year. McKee from Alabama in his 5th. And Michael Cage, enjoying his finest year as a pro, will be up front with Chris Mullen as well. So your lineups and your coaches. George Karl, the head coach of the Seattle SuperSonics, class of North Carolina, 73. This is his 5th year in the NBA as a coach with the Sonics, 27 and 15. He, at the age of 41, will take on his mentor, John Nelson, 52-year-old, class of 62 from Iowa. Played for 3 teams in the NBA, the Chicago Zephyrs, the LA Lakers, and the Boston Celtics. Now his 4th year as head coach of this Golden State basketball team. Joe Crawford, Bill Oakes, Greg Willard, our officials here tonight. I'm Kevin Calabro with Bob Blackburn celebrating 25 years at the mic in the NBA in another playoff. Mr. Blackburn, how do you feel about this one as George Karl looks on?
Kevin, I tell you, this is the 13th time they've gone to the playoffs. The Sonics have. And my liver's leaping, my gizzard is going, and I'm ready. I don't know about you, but if a person can't get excited on a night like this, you're not going to get excited about anything. The NBA playoffs, they are something which you just have to figure is a very, very special time.
All right, what about this lineup change now with Cage coming back into the lineup, McMillan now going to the bench? Is it because he feels as if he needs a matchup off the bench for Marciulionis? Has that been the impact of Marciulionis?
Well, that could be it, and I think that may be it, but the one that interests me is Tyrone Hill for Alton Lister. Alton got the Warriors off to a very good start, scoring and everything, moving to the ball in the first quarter the other night. But I will say this, Tyrone Hill came in, he got 7 rebounds, and he was playing opposite Sean Kemp later on in the ball game. So maybe he figured that he'd go up against Sean tonight, because while Michael Cage is listed as the starting center, you figure Sean's going to be the guy in the middle most of the time.
Yeah, Alton just does not have the quickness, the explosiveness to handle a Sean Kemp. Tyrone Hill, he figures, maybe has the younger legs, so Hill will get the start. But rather interesting that George Karl would move Nate McMillan back to the bench, move Michael Cage up front. I think that's the kind of respect that he holds for Marciulionis, who is the highest scoring player in the NBA coming off the bench on a regular basis, averaging nearly 20 points per ball game.
Well, especially in light of the fact that the winningest lineups this year have had 4 guys for the Sonics. They are 17 and 6 with these 4 guys in their lineup: Cage, Pierce, Payton, and McMillan. Now, one of those 4 is out of that starting lineup tonight, McMillan. But what is so interesting about this is each one of these coaches, these coaches are willing to gamble and go with different lineups.
Sonics obviously a better rebounding team. The Warriors, however, don't put as much a premium on rebounding because they force so many turnovers and get so many possessions off of their defense. Here we go. It will be Sean Kemp in the middle against Tyrone Hill. Kemp, at the age of 22, leaps high into the air, directs it into backcourt, and Gary Payton will begin things. Payton from Skyline High School right here in Oakland. Handles it on the point, covered by Hardaway over to Pierce. Sets up, open jumper for Ricky, got it. And Ricky Pierce opens up with a long jumper. That's something that the Sonics have to sustain throughout the playoffs, and that is the threat from the perimeter. Outside, Hardaway rushes off a pick, immediately on a jump switch. Cage out on Hardaway, picks up the dribble over to Mullen. Comes off the Hill pick, he's on a jumper on the way, missed it. Rebound gathered in by Hill, sideline right, back to Chris. Comes off the Hill pick, loops into the air, covered by McKee, gives it here to Owens, checked by Cage, cross court over to Hardaway. Hardaway slings it cross court. Here's Higgins with a cast on the left hand to the inline. Back outside Owens on the angle. 9 on the shot clock for Owens. Crossover dribble, splits the knee, and he comes. Arcs a high one up and to the glass and in. 2-2 ball game. Gary Payton across midcourt with it. Handles it out on the wing. Payton skips it, low block with it, backing down. Kemp dumps it outside on the point. Payton will take the jumper over. Hardaway got it. Gary Payton getting his first jump shot. Back comes Hardaway across midcourt. Checked by Pierce. Tried to swing around from behind and jab it free. Hardaway works it over on the sideline. Covered by McKee. Swing it on top to Higgins over to Mullen. Down low. Owens circles defensive Kemp. And he comes with a reverse. Had it blocked airborne. They're going to call a jump ball. A late whistle, but a good call by Bill Oakes as the ball had been pinned in the hands of Billy Owens by, I believe, Gary Payton, who will go to the circle to jump.
Well, I'll tell you, this Billy Owens shows what a great athlete he is. That time, of course, there was a hand on the ball, forced him to go back down to the floor. Nice play.
Payton gets up before Owens does to direct the tip outside, but Hardaway scampers over after, gives to Mullen, head of the key, sets up for a jumper, missed it short. Rebound covered by Kemp, tried to dribble out of traffic, jabbed away from behind by Owens, ahead to Mullen. He'll take the three. It rims off into the corner. Ricky Pierce will sprint after it. He'll screen off all Warriors and just let it go out of bounds. Seattle will take it up the floor.
Mullen is 0 for 3 already. He may be having a little trouble shooting off of that leg with his jump shot. We'll find out as this game wears on.
Outside now with it. Here's Payton. Of course, Bob mentioned the leg of Mullen. He suffered that in a collision with Payton in the final game of the year. Here's Kemp. Triple up fake. Left side 12-footer. Got it. Nothing but net for Sean Kemp. And the Sonics break out on top cleanly and lead it 6-2. The Sonics have the blocks in a hurry. Hardaway into the lane. Stumbles to the glass. Rolls up the running right hand. He got it. How did Hardaway get it up and in? Hardaway with his first basket. Back comes Gary Payton. Gary will dart across the midcourt stripe. Seattle leading 6-4 out wide on the left. Here's Kemp on the dribble. Backs downhill into the paint. Stops. Whirls across court. A high pass into the corner to Cage. Touch passes out on top here to the point to Pierce. Ricky with 10 on the shot clock. Slants in left side. Puts his back to Mullen. Spins in. Takes a long step. Dumps it off to Cage. Baseline jumper right there. Michael Cage. 8-4 the count, and the Sonics lead by 4. Ricky Pierce drawing the D and dishing it outside to Cage. Here comes Mullen, right side. Pull up with the left hand of McKee. Long J off the backside. He's 0 for 4. Rebound grab by Kemp. Picks up the dribble. Good decision. Spins away from Hardaway. Over to Cage. Now to Payton. Not to Pierce. Into the air with a jumper. Yes! Ricky Pierce has hit a couple of jumpers. And the Sonics come out on top by 6, 10-4. 9:09 to go in the first quarter of play. Now here's Hardaway. Hardaway between the rings, searched outside by Payton. Arcs a high one over to Hill, shakes his head. Now dribbles in, 15-footer over Cage, missed it, rebound, covered by Kemp. Quickly out to Gary Payton. Gary with live legs across midcourt. Spins into the key. Over it comes to Cage on the inline. Cage trying to muscle by Higgins. Backs in, the left-hander. Turns, swings up the large hook from 8, he got it. Michael Cage with a hook from 8 feet, center of the key.
Might mention the Sonics are 6 for 6. They have not missed a shot yet.
And Seattle with an 8-point lead at 12-4, 8:35 to go. It prompts a timeout from Golden State. Back in a moment on the Sonics Broadcasting Network. This half of Sonics basketball is being brought to you in part by Subaru. It's what to drive. Well, the Sonics off to the quick start, Bob, and an 8-point lead.
Well, I tell you, they worked hard on their field goal shooting. They only shot 47% here the other night, paying off 6 for 6. The Warriors only at 29%, 2 for 7. Great Sonic defense.
Mullen is 0 for 4. Here's Owens, 15-footer, center of the key. Got it. Billy Owens. Owens with the nice drive, and now the pull-up jumper. And the Warriors within 6-12-6 outside. Payton handles it. Payton over to Pierce, high on the left side. Covered out there by Owens. Ricky Pierce puts a dribble on the floor. Owens now joined in a double team by Higgins. Pierce sends it on top to McKee by way of Payton, and Payton drills the jump shot. Gary Payton with a couple of fielders from long range, and the Sonics lead by 8, 14-6. Outside Hardaway, had the ball poked away. Back to midcourt. Hardaway goes to get it, stepped in the backcourt. A violation. Seattle will take it back. Tight checking defense by Payton. Forces the turnover on Hardaway, and the Sonics take it back.
You know, Payton has has been owned by Hardaway all year long. I have a hunch Gary is up for a big game tonight. I think he wants to prove something to a lot of people, mainly to himself versus Hardaway.
Hardaway averaging 29 points, 9 assists against the Sonics, shooting 61%. Pierce outside of the three-point right. Jab steps, takes it inside, leans with a running right-hander over Owens. Missed it, came up short. The rebound came down off the leg of Ricky, rolled out of bounds. Golden State will take it. And here is Hardaway up the floor. Across midcourt. Over to Mullen. Zigzag dribble. Weaves into the key. Double teamed. Outside to Hardaway. Left side. Tried to turn the corner. Couldn't. Jab free from behind. Picked up by McKee. His outlet. A Shalon intercepted by Owens. Back to the hole to lay it up and in. Billy Owens with 6. 14-8 to count, and the Sonics give it back to the Warriors and call a 22nd timeout on the floor as the Warriors had denied the first pass inbounds, and so Derek wisely calls the 22nd timeout.
Well, I think what Coach George Karl wants to talk to them about right now is they get the turnover. They have a wonderful opportunity. Then they get careless of the ball. Let's remember one of the keys you talked about earlier. Transition play. Play your up-tempo game, but under control. And this is what you have to watch because the Warriors are the quickest team in the league to turn a mistake like that right back into an easy 2 points.
This copyrighted broadcast presented by the authority of the NBA and the Sonics intended solely for the private non-commercial use of our audience. Any publication, rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of the pictures, descriptions, and accounts of the game without the express written permission of the NBA and the Sonics is prohibited. Kevin Calabro and Bob Blackburn tonight on the simulcast. Playoff game number 1. More beauties to come. 7:19 to go first quarter. Sonics 14, Warriors 8. McKee down the left side, covered by Owens. McKee turns the corner on a pick from Kemp all the way to the rim and lays it up and in. Derek McKee sneaks it up off the front lip up and in as he rubbed off Owens on the Kemp screen down low. Here's Owens outside, checked by McKee, comes off the hill pick. Owens to the inline, double team. Billy Owens. Cross court to Mullen, out beyond the three-point line, takes it to the baseline, double teamed out to Hardaway, takes the long jumper, it rattles off, rebound, Sean Kemp muscles it away from Hill. Kemp outside to Gary Payton. Gary will take it across midcourt immediately, unloads to Cage, takes it to the baseline, up fakes, runs in on Higgins, had it poked away by Higgins, ball loose, and Hardaway's got it. Tim Hardaway up the floor, here he comes, checked by McKee, over to Higgins for a 3, in and out. Rebound, Kemp takes it on tiptoes, tracks it down in the corner, out to Pierce to midcourt. Ricky roams outside, little dribble drive on Mullen, turned away. Cross court, it goes to McKee, feathers one up, missed it, rebound, Sean spins to the glass, jams it home, will not go. Foul on the floor, whistle on the Warriors, Tyrone Hill. That is the first foul on Tyrone Hill. All the Sonic starters have scored. They have distributed the scoring here as McKee on that jumper rimmed it. But boy, Kemp has been a real force on the boards here early.
Every one of the Sonic starters has scored, and Seattle hit 8 of its first 9 shots tonight.
Kemp with no fouls, 6 rebounds. That prompts Chris Gatling, a rookie, to come off the bench and check in for Tyrone Hill. Gatling is a leaper. On the inbounds, Pierce, one-on-one moment, takes it right side, clogged up, double team, loops up the running 8-footer, rimmed it off, rebound to Gatling, hands to Hardaway, tapped away, Gatling got it back, up the floor to Hardaway, into the key, double team, dumps it over to Higgins, runs to the glass, steps up, missed the shot, is fouled from behind. And it will be on Sean Kemp, the first foul of the evening on Kemp. And the first shot's at the line for the Warriors.
Boy, Hardaway looks for the seam. When he doesn't see it, he's up in the air, but he knows where that ball is going, right to Higgins. Didn't get the shot to go in, but he draws the foul, goes to the line. Interesting commentary from the practice yesterday. Higgins took the three-pointer a few moments ago. Down in the corner yesterday, 2 out of 3. Tony Brown in the face of Derek McKee, who was sagging back, couldn't get back on in time. He says, look, I'm Rod Higgins. I'm Rod Higgins, Derek.
I got a broken hand.
He cracked everybody up.
Higgins with the catch, hits the free throws. The Sonics had an 8-point lead. It's now at 6, 16 to 10. 5:56 to go in the first quarter. Payton works outside on Hardaway. Gary Payton spins on the right side, gallops in on the baseline, over to Kemp, raises up, baseline touch, he got it. Sean Kemp nestles in the baseline jump shot. On a fine feed from Gary Payton, who has been alive here in the first period. Hardaway outside, the fabled crossover dribble into the lane, triple teamed over to Gatling. Quick hands by McKee. McKee strips it from Gatling, chops it out of bounds. The Warriors will take it back as Eddie Johnson now checks in for the Sonics. Michael Cage, Sharonis Marciulionis comes in for the Golden State Warriors. Hardaway will swing it in off the baseline to Owens. Got in deep. Ball hacked away by McKee. Picked up by Owens. Reverses one off glass and lays it in. Billy Owens with 8 first-quarter points. Mullen is yet to score. 18 to 12 the score. Sonics by 6. 5:25 to go first quarter. Gary Payton outside on the point, covered by Hardaway. Rushes off the high post screen of Kemp. Slants left side, stops, fires the lead back jumper over Hardaway. Partially deflected, comes up short, Owens a rebound. Stripped to midcourt by McKee, tap free to Payton, loop to the head. Kemp will take it, swoops to the glass and banks it up and in. Sean Kemp with 6. Back come the Warriors. Early offense, Mullen into the lane. Dumps it outside of Marciulionis. Great slasher. Works on Pierce. Nose is right for the hole. Whips up the left-hander, missed it, and a foul called. This will be on Pierce. It'll be a shooter, and Sharonis will head to the line.
Right now, Eddie Johnson, the guy that is guarding Marciulionis, although he
wasn't in this particular case. It was Ricky Pierce. And Eddie was the guy who said, hey, when Marciulionis comes into that paint, he comes in like a linebacker. If you don't knock him on his rear end, he's going to do it to you. So expect Marciulionis to get rough treatment for the Sonics in the paint tonight.
The Warriors are not a good free throw shooting team in terms of percentage at 74% on the year, but they get a lot of attempts, and thus they are second in the league free throws made. McKee comes out of the lineup. Billy Owens is 4 for 4 from the field, and George wants to see Owens clamped down on as Marciulionis splits the pair by hitting the second free throw. 20-13 to score Sonics by 7. 4:56 to go first quarter. McMillan is in for the Sonics to counter Marciulionis. McMillan on the point, picks up the dribble, needs help, gives to the cutter, Pierce into the lane, off balance, hooks it up with the right hand. He coaxed it in. Ricky coaxed that shot in. What a play. He's got 6. Hardaway the other way. Hardaway right side on the point over to Mullen. Mullen covered outside by Johnson. Eddie goes out to get him beyond the three-point line. Mullen tosses to Marciulionis. Fake left, moves right in. He comes stripped away by Payton. But the strong hands of Marciulionis. He hangs on, goes airborne. His shot swatted away. Rebound by Kemp. Tried to dribble out of there. The ball's poked free. He dives after it and is tied up by Hardaway and Owens. And we've got a jump ball.
Boy, you have to like the way the Sonics are playing. In this case, they simply just put the clamp on Marciulionis as he got into the key. Never let him get a good shot on the outlet pass there. Kemp did a great job knocking it away, diving for the floor to get it. Got the floor burns, but he'll have a chance to get the ball on a turnover here.
Sonics by 9, 22-13. Here's the tap. Kemp flips it into backcourt, inner races Payton and Owens, but Owens beats him to the basketball. Wheels it out of backcourt to Mullen, sets up left to right hand to Mullen. He comes, he flattens Kemp, dumps it off to Marciulionis, and he drills the baseline jump shot. Marciulionis with his first field goal. Sonics lead by 7, 22-15. 4:08 to go in the first quarter. Payton, right blocks with it. Kemp, power move to the glass, hoists one up. It would have gone had it rolled in there. It is off the mark, but he draws the foul. It is on Chris Gatling, and here is Sean Kemp with the Sonics' first free throws of the evening.
One thing, the way Don Nelson has coached this ball club of his, I don't think you're apt to see even the younger players get rattled. They usually don't have a lot of rookies in at one time, although some of the rookies, Gatling, Alexander, and guys like that are doing an excellent job. But the fact they've gotten down early, watch them. They're going to be tough coming back.
Kemp drills both free throws. Kemp now has 8 points and 7 rebounds here in the first quarter. The Sonics lead again by 9 at 24-15. Outside, Owens handles it. 3:54 to go first quarter play. Sonics by 9. Hardaway dumps it in deep. It's Gatling, turns with a left-handed hook off glass. Right in there. Gatling, the rookie from Old Dominion. Boy, the Monarch got up that time and fluttered in the left-handed hook. Back down the wing comes McMillan. Checked by Marciulionis. Down low it comes to Kemp. Spins inside. Double team. Hacked in there and fouled. And the Sonics, I don't believe we'll get a shooter on that. The foul's on Gatling. It is his second. It is a non-shooting foul as George Karl will call a timeout. 3:36 to go, first quarter play. Sonics on top, 24-17 here on the Sonics Broadcasting Network. Time now to take a look at what's on tap by Miller Genuine Draft. Game 3 of the playoffs. The home opening game for the Seattle SuperSonics will be on Tuesday. There are seats available for playoff action. Call Ticketmaster at 628-0888. And we will have a pay-per-view broadcast. Simply call your local cable company to find out how you can receive pay-per-view televised from the Coliseum. Games 3 and possibly Game 4 at home in Seattle. Call your local cable operator. Kemp to the line, misses the free throw. Second one by Sean is good. Sean Kemp, 3 out of 4 from the line. 9 points for Kemp. 7 rebounds. And the Sonics lead here 25-17. The Sonics from the field 11 of 15, 73% here in the early going. Hardaway dumps it to Owens. Left side turns inside, ball stripped away. Payton comes away with a steal, leads a break across midcourt. Underhands to Johnson down the wing, shakes left, moves right, comes by Hardaway, hooks up a hard one. It rolls in off the back brace. Eddie Johnson with a scoop shot driving into the lane. Hardaway the other way. Seattle 27, Warriors 17. Hardaway into the lane, off balance. Wheels one up, took a licking, but laid it in. Hardaway with his second basket. He has 4 points. Seattle's largest lead 10 a moment ago. Now trimmed to 8. McMillan backpedals along the sideline. Marciulionis trying to jab and poke it free. McMillan picks up the dribble, gives to Johnson, over it comes to Kemp, working on Gatling. He walked with the basketball, trying to set up Gatling in the open floor, says Joey Crawford. A turnover, whistle to the Sonics. That will be their 5th here of the period. Tim Hardaway will bring it across. Hardaway skips it to Mullen. Mullen, follow-away jumper, left side, missed it. Rebound Gatling, back to the glass, rejected by Kemp. Right to Payton, he's got a 3-on-2. Payton up on the Mac, takes Hardaway to the glass, rolls up, contact made, and a charge Hook's called on Nate McMillan.
Boy, I tell you, give Hardaway a lot of commendation for guts that time, because McMillan was on his way into him, and Hardaway goes over to make sure that that McMillan wasn't hurt too badly when it came down.
8-point lead now for the Sonics. 2:31 left in the first quarter. Chris Mullen has had his hands full. He is 0 for 5. Here's Hardaway, left side, slips a nice pass, loops it in high to Gatling. They'll catch and lay it in. Gatling with a couple of hoops. Gatling, while he does not have the power or certainly the bulk, he's only at 220, has the size at 6'10" to come back, kept inside. He's a great leaper. McMillan outside having trouble with Marciulionis, comes off a pick, sweeps it over to Johnson for a three, he'll pop it up and miss it. Rebound to Gatling. Gatling, the rookie from Old Dominion, has really given his team a boost. Hardaway down the left side, Seattle leading 27-21. Hardaway the left to right hand, crossover into the lane, the looping right-hander, got it. Hardaway with a half dozen. 27-23. Sonics by 4. A minute 45 to go here in the first quarter. Warriors were 10 back. And now Hardaway has asserted himself. Sonics spread the floor. The Warriors on a 6-0 run. Outside, here's Payton. Checked by Hardaway. Takes it from the left side, whirls into the paint, got deep, settles in, flips it over to Kemp, clock up in the line, pull-up jumper, yes, from 8 feet left side. Sean Kemp with 11 points in the first quarter. Seattle by 6, 29-23. Outside Hardaway as it poked free by McMillan. McMillan after it. Taps it in the backcourt. Hardaway dives for the ball. Makes the catch. Turns. Wheels to Owens. Over to Mullen. Into the lane. Contact and the basket score. Mullen with a basket and bumped by Kemp. His second foul.
Well, I tell you, you won't see plays any better than what Hardaway just made to regain control of that ball after McMillan had tapped away. Nate thought he might have a chance for the breakaway, but he couldn't get to it because diving for the ball there was Hardaway, and from a prone position made the pass, got it up, and they got the basket and a chance for a three-point play here for Chris Mullen. His first basket coming after 5 misses.
Mullen to the line. The free throw is up, and he hit it. Mullen swirls in the free throw. With that three-point play, the Warriors are pulled to within 3 of Seattle with a minute 9 to go in the first quarter. Sonics 29 and the Warriors 26. Payton outside, comes off the high, pick up Cage, pull-up jumper for Payton is off the mark, but Hardaway following through, bumped Gary to send Gary Payton to the line for 2 shots. The foul on Hardaway is his first. Gary Payton now has earned a measure of respect here already from Tim Hardaway because he's drilled 2 jumpers from 15 feet or better.
Well, remember the other last Sunday on the game and the season closer here, he missed all 4 of his outside jumpers. He just could not make a jumper, so they've been sagging off, letting him take it tonight. He made the first 2 this time as Hardaway came out to stop him. He fouled.
Gary's free throw, the first one good, the second one off the mark. Owens with the rebound. 58 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Marciulionis down the left side, spins by the lunging Payton into the lane, dishes outside, Mullen a 3. Mullen hits the 3, 30-29. Sonics by 1, 47 seconds to go in the first quarter. Mullen is a tremendous shooter. They don't worry when he misses 5 in a row. Payton over to McMillan, left side, working on Marciulionis. Marciulionis all over him, great spin, pass inside. McKee angles his way to the glass, missed it, couldn't finish, but Johnson's got the rebound. The putback, he is fouled, the shot is off the mark. EJ will have to earn him at the line.
Well, it's not that the Warriors have come back just all of a sudden against the Sonics, but they've had a tremendous spurt here in the latter part of this period. The Sonics had a 10-point lead at 27-17. Warriors have outscored them 12-3, so the Warrior defense combined with some quick transition baskets, and they're right back in it.
Eddie Johnson, who has been to the Western Conference Finals twice, both with the Phoenix Suns, only to lose out to Portland and to the Lakers, has a wealth of playoff experience. Johnson hits the first free throw, second by EJ, got it. In addition, Johnson has been nothing but poison for the Warriors this year, averaging 21 points on 52% from the field. 32-29, Sonics by 3, 26 seconds to go in the first period. Owens outside, covered by McKee, a great matchup between those two. Owens to Marciulionis, covered closely by Payton, slants him to the left hand, stops, spins, into the lane, stripped of the ball, and a foul. Ball is Marciulionis goes barrel rolling out of bounds upon contact with McKee. It is Derek's first.
A lot of the Warrior fans probably think Marciulionis is getting treated dirty or rough when he gets into the paint, but watch how he goes in. He goes in hell-bent for leather. He is very rough. He uses his body to push off on people, and he goes flying through the air. That was a nasty spill by Marciulionis. I tell you, you have to give the guy credit. That's the way he played in Europe. It's the way he plays in the United States. It's his style, and the only way to stop him, body up and beat him.
He is a very, very disruptive factor when you're a coach trying to plan a defense for this team. George Karl says you can't try to stop any set play. They don't really have any. They only have tendencies, and you have to scout the tendencies of the individual players. Marciulionis hits the free throw. He's got 4. And hey, this kid, Gatling, the rookie from Old Dominion, really gave them a boost, as Tyrone Hill could not control Kemp in the early moments of this first quarter. Second free throw by Marciulionis off the mark. Sonics claim the rebound, and here's Payton across midcourt. Seattle by 2, 32-30, 7 seconds. 6, McMillan out beyond the three-point line, covered by Marciulionis, sets him up with the right-hand dribble, staccato left hand, over to Johnson, raises up, the baseline shot won't go, and Hill grabs the rebound to end the first quarter complete. Well played first quarter by both teams. The Sonics lead by 2, 32-30 after 1 here on the Sonics Broadcasting Network. 32-30 after 1 in the books here in Oakland. Elsewhere in the NBA tonight, in Cleveland, the Cavaliers behind the 40 of Brad Doherty and the 35 of Mark Price beat New Jersey 121-13 despite 40 from Drazen Petrovic. And Boston tonight beat Indiana in the opening game of this series 124-113. Reggie Lewis 36 for the Bostons. Reggie Miller 29 for Indiana. Benoit Benjamin in the lineup now for the Sonics on the front line with Cage and Johnson. Right side, Marciulionis with it. Cross-court pass intended for Askew on the point, overthrew him and out of bounds. Deflected by the Sonics. And Golden State will bring it in bounds. Alton Lister in the lineup now, along with Billy Owens, Vincent Askew, Sarunas Marciulionis, and Chris Mullin for the Warriors. Marciulionis left side working on McMillan, 4 on the shot clock. Marciulionis takes the long jumper, lifts it up, missed it, rebound. Michael Cage. Cage in the controlled tip. Will feed it out ahead to Derek McKee. McKee, Benoit, Johnson, Cage, and McMillan. McKee working outside, face up, covered by Owens at the 2 spot. Here's McKee, right-hand side of the key, covered on a jump switch by Lister, feeds low to Big Ben. Ben trying to back down on Owens, lost her dribble, goes to get it, gives to McKee, runs inside, bump, off the contact, 10-footer, floated up, rattles out. Rebound Mullin, up to Marciulionis, here he comes, into the lane, muscles in on McMillan, ball gets tapped out of bounds. Last touch, they say, by Nate McMillan. Marciulionis creates contact by taking the ball into the chest of McMillan on that drive.
Boy, I tell you, if you're watching on television, look at Marciulionis, that determined look. He goes in. Who touched that ball last? Marciulionis, but the Warriors get it.
Lister will bring it in bounds, screens and hands off to Mullin. Lister is grabbed by McKee on the pick. And the foul is on Derek McKee. That is the second on Derek. First team foul of the Sonics. Seattle leading the Warriors 32-30. Warriors bring it in bounds, and Vincent Askew out of Memphis State handles it. Askew over to Mullin. Offensive foul called on the floor. And this one will be on the Warriors' Alton Lister moving on a screen. That is his first. In that first quarter, the Sonics shooting 13 of 20, 60%. Warriors not bad, 12 of 22, 54%.
Sonics had a 10-7 rebound edge, and 7 of those boards were by Sean Kemp, who led all scores with 11 points.
McMillan works the point, covered by Marciulionis. McMillan picks up the dribble, is swarmed over to Benoit. He'll extend the body, turn, and wheel up the 12-footer from the baseline. Nothing but cord for Big Ben. The big one, 34-30. Sonics by 4. Marciulionis outside. Drives to the inline, spins outside up the Lister pick, stops on the pick and roll. Lister drop and tapped away in there by McMillan. Up to Michael Cage. Michael leaves help. He's trapped in front. Got to get rid of it. McMillan trying to break free from Marciulionis. They go, a foul on Nate. Offensive foul on Nate McMillan. He was trying to break free of the grasp of Marciulionis in backcourt, and the foul is on McMillan.
Well, when you say break free, now watch. If you're watching on TV, as Marciulionis grabs the shirt, he has McMillan by the shirt right there, and McMillan can't break loose, and he finally did, draws the foul. Ridiculous.
Here are the Warriors now. Mullin outside the three-point line, veers off the Askew pick. McKee covering him left side. Mullin loses the dribble, got it back. Over to Lister right side. He backs, he bodies, he turns, stripped of the ball, loose to the floor. 8 on the shot clock for Mullin. Double team, swarmed by the Sonics. McMillan and Johnson into the lane to Marciulionis to the glass, wheels up the left-hander, won't go. Big Ben seals off the Warriors for the rebound. Lister came over the top. Foul on Lister is second. Boy, the Sonics defense has been swarming and relentless, just as much as the Warriors defense on the Sonics tonight.
Technical foul is called on either Gary St. Jean or Don Nelson. They were both standing together jawing at the official, and I'm not sure who Bill Oakes called it on.
Well, Gary St. Jean's doing the majority of the jawing down there, so I suspect it was on him.
No, they say it's going to be on Don Nelson. We just got it on the computer here, Don Nelson.
Eddie Johnson hits the free throw. He has 5, and the Sonics take possession, leading 35-30. 10 minutes remaining here in the second quarter of play. Well, now the scorekeeper's got something, I think, to talk to the officials about. Well, they're going to bring the ball in bounds now. The Sonics will bring it up. Marciulionis on McMillan. Already it's been a nice matchup. Now Askew switches off on Nate. Nate fires over to EJ, covered by Mullen. Eddie starts up, lost the dribble. Off the body of Mullen, it rolls free to Askew. Askew into the lane over to Owens. Full head of steam, slice to the glass, lays it in. And a block foul called to boot. And George Karl is a Texas twister coming off the Sonic bench. He's irate.
Well, Nate McMillan again got knocked down against, as a matter of fact, I think what George wanted was an offensive charge on that particular play by Owens. Let you judge for yourself on this play. Well, I'll tell you what it is. There's an area under the basket, and I think they felt that Nate McMillan was not far enough out from that particular area. Was why they didn't call a foul.
Yeah, it looked like he leaned in as Owens went airborne. It is the third foul on McMillan. Owens to the line. The free throw up. He nailed it. Billy Owens with the three-point play. He's put the Warriors within two. 35-33. 9:42 to go here in the second period. Payton is in from McMillan. Payton dances by Marciulionis to the glass with a left hand. It rolls off. Rebound to Owens. Slashed away from behind by Payton. The ball is loose. Owens got it back. Owens double team. Breaks out of backcourt. Owens behind the back dribble into the lane. Spins. He is fouled. Bodied by Mickey.
Boy, I'll tell you, when Owens got that ball, he was just determined. First of all, it was a very vicious physical scramble in backcourt for him to get it. He lost it once, got it back. He was going to go coast to coast all the way. As he got that ball, Payton knocked it away. They scramble for it. Owens finally gets it, breaks out between McKee and Payton, starts that dribble drive, has to fend the determined McKee off. He goes in double twist as he goes in there, draws the foul.
Third on McKee, three on McMillan. Kemp comes in for McKee on the inbounds. Mullen to the glass, wheels up the running right-hander. He got it. Mullen tosses one up, airborne in traffic. He's got 8. 35-35. The count, we're tied with 9:12 to go in the second quarter. George Karl is on the floor, and George, I think, is going to have some words for the officials after he first barks some instructions to Gary Payton. We will be back with a timeout on the floor. 35-all, the count on the Sonics Broadcasting Network. 35-all, the Sonics in a bit of foul trouble. Kemp on the floor with 2, McMillan on the bench, McKee on the bench, each with 3 fouls. We've got 9:11 to play here in the second quarter.
Those are 2 very key men because they are 2 of the Sonics' best defensive players, and they really need in there against a quick team like the Warriors.
Eddie Johnson will bring it in bounds for Seattle. Now Payton will work along the sideline. Off the pick of Kemp. Turns the corner on Marciulionis. Double teamed in the lane. Kicks it outside to Eddie. Lost the ball. Loose to the floor. He goes to the floor to get it. A scramble for it. EJ had it. Tied up by Mullen. And we'll have a jump ball.
Now Mullen, in a bit of sportsmanship, reaches down and kind of like, hey, good battle, old man. And he pulls Eddie up with him. And now he'll have to jump with him at the free throw line in the Warriors' front court.
Notice the black sneakers of the Sonics. That was a team decision. George Karl told the team it makes you look slower. Well, the Warriors said, we want them anyway. Give us the black sneakers.
Warriors have the same black sneakers on, though, too.
Here's the tap outside. Johnson wins the tap, gets it back, turns with the 8-footer, missed it. Rebound to Cage. Stumbles out of traffic into the corner, dumps it outside to Payton. Cross court over to Kemp. Sean Kemp raises up with a jumper. 15-footer good for Sean off the angle. 13 points for Sean Kemp to go with 7 rebounds. Vincent Askew the other way. Little hesitation into the glass. He comes to the running right-hander. It won't go. Big Ben after the ball. Askew tapped it last. Ben lunged for it. But apparently they're going to rule Benjamin did touch it out of bounds. Golden State will get it.
Now the close calls. The Warriors are getting a lot of those right now, but the Sonics may have some of those coming back later on. Those are tough to call, though.
Mullen will bring it in bounds from in front of his own bench. 8:32 to go. Second quarter. Seattle by 2. 37-35. Sonics have never trailed. Askew over to Lister. Lister turns, runs inside with the right-hander. Oh, Kemp with a tremendous block. Kemp was so high, he blocked the shot head level. Sonics bring it up. Payton over to Cage. Open inline. Jay caught it. Michael Cage. Cage was 6. Billy Owens hesitated to get out on Michael, and he drilled the jumper over him. Sonics by 4. 39-35. Owens right side tosses in the corner to Vincent Askew. Askew steams in, cuts, switches left to right hand. His fall away 12-footers off the mark. Rebound to Cage. Up it comes to Payton. Gary working on Marciulionis. Pull up jumper, 15-footer. He got it. Gary Payton feels it again, and he nails it. Payton has hit 3 jumpers of 15 feet. He has 7 points. 41-35. Seattle by 6. 7:43 to go in the first half. Owens works the point. directing traffic, spreading the floor. Owens covered by Cage. Owens, top of the key, will take the jumper, lifts it up and off the mark. Rebound, Sean Kemp. His 8th of the night. Outside it comes to Payton, beats Marciulionis across the line. 3-on-3. Gary Wisely backs it out, sets the offense. Checked by Billy Owens outside. Payton will toss over to Cage. Cage looking for Cutter Johnson, denied the pass. He's swinging out to the point with it. Gary Payton. Gary working with 9 on the shot clock over to EJ. Mullen lunges. Johnson is open. Over it goes to Payton in the key. Stops with 4 seconds. Got to get off a shot. Marciulionis deflects it out of bounds, and they're going to rule Seattle basketball, but no exchange of possession. And so the Sonics, with 1 second on the shot clock, will bring it inbound.
That's always one of the toughest plays in basketball, to get that shot away. And the Warriors are going to call timeout, the 20-second timeout here.
7:10 to go here in the second quarter. 41-35 the count. Sonics by 6. And a reminder, the tickets are on sale for the first playoff game coming up on Tuesday. 628-0888 to get in touch with Ticketmaster. And keep in mind, it will be a pay-per-view game as well. You can call your local cable operator to find out how to get pay-per-view televised from the Coliseum in your home for those playoff games, 3 and possibly 4 in Seattle. Just call your cable company for details.
And by the way, for those of you who are going to come out live to the game on Tuesday night, the Sonics are going to have another one of their ever popular silent auctions. Among the items you can bid on, a Michael Jordan autographed actual game ball and downtown Freddie Brown's actual warm-up from the championship season. Now, this money goes to refurbishing old outdoor basketball facilities in deserving Puget Sound area communities. 1
on the shot clock. Payton's inbounds went low to Big Ben, and then Ben tossed it outside for the hope of a jump shot, but with 1 second left, they could not pull it off, so the Warriors will take it back. Sonics have gone on a 6-0 run in the last 2 minutes and have pulled on top by a half dozen, 41-35. Hardaway in the lineup for the Warriors, along with Marciulionis and Mullen and Lister. Marciulionis double teamed by Payton and Pierce. Gary reaches in, handcuffs Marciulionis, and the foul on Gary is his first. That'll be the 4th team foul, and the Sonics now at the limit at the 7-minute mark here of the second period.
Well, the Sonics do love to give you that half-court trap and even a front-court trap whenever they can, but they got just a little too physical that time.
Marciulionis double team to the inbounds to Owens. Cross-court over to Mullen in the corner. Runs to the inline, spins by Payton, lost her dribble, got it back over to Marciulionis. Bullet jumper left side, no go. Rebound, Big Ben. The outlet pass comes to Gary Payton. Gary across midcourt, sets up on the point, feeds to the trailer Benjamin, back to G. Gary Payton looking to lob, gets it low to Kemp, a beautiful pass. Kemp right up into the air with a left-hander. Struggled to get it up, it kicked off, but he is fouled. And Sean Kemp will head to the line. That is the 3rd foul on Alton Lister.
Yeah, except for the long down-court pass, this may be the toughest. There are 3 guys, you can see him, 3 Warriors around. He just had to lob that pass in at the perfect height so nobody could get to it except Kemp, which he did. He did not get the easy shot as they collapsed on him, but a beautiful pass by Gary Payton to set up the inside play of the Sonics.
Sean Kemp tonight, officially with 14 points and 8 rebounds. He hits the first free throw. That's his 14th point of the night, and the Sonics lead by 7, make it 8. Sean Kemp with 15. Sonics lead it 43-35, 6:35 to go, second quarter play. Seattle had a 10-point lead in the first quarter. The Warriors fought back to tie it at 35. Since then, the Sonics have outscored the Warriors 8-0. An illegal defense is called on Seattle. It is a warning on the Sonics. Bill Oakes got a little help from Don Nelson.
Well, it's on Gary Payton on that call. What happened was Benoit Benjamin was out covering Lister, and Gary thought he was covering, and there were guys like the guy without the ball.
Marciulionis hits the jumper off the wing as the Warriors bring it inbounds. Marciulionis has 6. 43-37, 6:17 to go, second quarter. Seattle leading. Gary Payton, his team on top by a half dozen, working on Hardaway. Payton has played well here in the first half. Over to Pierce, fakes left, moves right into the lane, lost the handle on the ball, got it back. Stripped it away from Marciulionis, slants him with the left hand, stops, double team, hacked from behind. Marciulionis got him. Foul on Marciulionis, I believe, will send Ricky to the line for 2. Indeed, it will. Seattle up by 6 and 6 minutes to play here in the second period.
That was a very hard foul by Marciulionis on a reach, and as Ricky drives into the paint, pulls up, stops, gives that little fake right there while Marciulionis reaches in, hit the ball all right, but he came down with a very steel-like grab on the wrist. And Marciulionis is strong. You know you've been hit by somebody when he gets you.
Ricky Pierce flexing that left calf muscle that was injured recently in a game with the Phoenix Suns. Pierce to the line, the free throw up and off the mark. Ricky Pierce, who ranked number 3 at year's end in the NBA, and free throw percentage at 9.16%. Also number 11 in the league in scoring at just shy of 22 points per ball game.
I think that leg bothered him more than the double teams when he hit only 4 for 16 against the Warriors here last Sunday.
Pierce's free throw is up. He nailed it. Pierce was 7. 44-37. Seattle by 7. 6 minutes to go in the first half. Tim Hardaway will toss over to Billy Owens. Back to Hardaway. Owens, Hardaway, Mullen, and Marciulionis, the big four in the lineup now for the Warriors. Trying to battle back from 6 down. Make it 8 down. Hardaway fires a bullet pass inside to Owens. Shot swatted away by Big Ben. And then he directs it up to Gary Payton. Big block by Benoit. Down the left side with it, Payton. Gary Payton working on Hardaway on the point. Skips it low to Benjamin. Big Ben backs in, turns, fall away baseline, and pushes it up and off the mark. Air ball. Grabbed by Owens, stripped away by Kemp, and Owens takes it back, feeds ahead. Hardaway breaks to the glass, lays it up and in. Hardaway's got a 44-39. Seattle by 5, 5:18 to go in the first half. Gary Payton will march across midcourt. Sonics have 3 blocks, the Warriors none. Payton over to Johnson, sets up high left side. Jumper for EJ, falls off the mark. Kemp the putback, no. Rebound Benjamin back inside. Hooks up the shot, lost it. Kemp is there to grab it and lay it up and in. Kemp was 17. An air ball from Ben was a most superb pass. 46-39. Sonics by 7, 4:50 to go, second quarter. Mullen fakes left, goes right, splits the D, dumps it up to Hardaway. Angles a high one over Ben. Forced him into the shot. Rebound, pulled by the Sonics. Payton into the lane. Dodges defenders, whirls one up on Marciulionis and draws the foul on Sharonis. It will send Gary to the line for 2.
You know, it's easy to sing the praises of a great ball player like Shawn Kemp, but you have to in this first playoff game this year. 17 points he has 9 rebounds, and he has hit 6 out of 6. Now, on this play, Gary Payton went in. He actually asked for the contact that time as he pulled to Marciulionis. He kind of moved in and let Marciulionis respond, and he got the foul.
Tell you, the Sonics are playing baseline to baseline. They're not playing any side to side. They're going straight down the floor, as Payton did that time on a beautiful little sidestep maneuver right by Mullen across the midcourt stripe. You have to go right at the Warriors, go right to the rack, as the Sonics have done here early. Payton hits both free throws. The Sonics lead by 9, 48-39. Outside Hardaway with it, 4:31 to play. We're in the second quarter. Hardaway double team, gives to Marciulionis, works left side, dumps it outside to Mullen. Long J off the baseline, got it. Chris Mullen. Mullen with 10. 48-41, Sonics by 7, 4:18 to go, second quarter. Here's Payton on the point, picks up the dribble, looking to get it by Hardaway. Hardaway stuck out the foot to kick it out of bounds. They will not rule a kick ball on that as it went off apparently the leg of Hardaway. 16 on the shot clock for Seattle. Payton has it on the inbounds, tosses low to Kemp. John Kemp will back turn, nice pass in deep. Payton the left-hander off glass. Gary Payton with 11 on a superb feed from Kemp. Seattle leading by 9, 50-41. 3:57 to go, second quarter. Hardaway fires a hard one to Marciulionis. He'll catch and turn. Double team, flips to the Hardaway on the point over to Mullen. Runs to the baseline, double team, loops it outside to Hill. Over to Hardaway, 11 on the shot clock for Timmy. Checked outside by Tony Brown. Brown, the veteran from Arkansas. Hardaway takes it left side, he's bumped. Forced out wide, his shot is off the mark. And the foul is on Tony Brown. Hardaway will get a chance at 2.
We mentioned earlier in the game that we felt that Gary Payton had some things to prove against Hardaway. Now here's Hardaway going against Tony Brown in a switch. They clear him out, open the basket, hoping he can drive by him. He did push him out, so he'll go to the free throw line. But as you take a look, if you want to just go on offensive numbers right now, Gary Payton has outscored Hardaway 11-8 so far in the game.
Hardaway's free throw is off the mark. Hardaway shooting 76% on the year from the line, averaging 23 points per game. Keep in mind, this was the NBA's top scoring team this year at 118 points per game. And the Sonics right now have held them to 41 points. Hardaway misses both free throws. 3:40 to go, first half. Seattle leading 50-41. Gary Payton works down the sideline, checked by Hardaway, skips it outside. Here's Ricky with it, covered by Owens, mid-post with it. Big Ben backs, turns, wheels up the shot. He got it! Big Ben falling away, hits the jumper. Seattle leading now by 11, their largest lead of the night. 52-41. Outside, it's Hardaway. Double team, trying to flip it to Mullen, tapped away. Hardaway gets it back, wires it to Mullen, a 3 out of the corner, missed it. Rebound, Tony Brown. Out to Payton, streaks across midcourt, one man to beat. He spins by Marciulionis. The feed to Pierce, he'll raise up with a baseliner. No. Rebound to Hill. He lost it. Ball batted free, loose to the floor. Owens had it, stolen away by Payton, and a foul called on Owens. Seattle will get possession of the basketball, leading by 11. 3 minutes to go in the second quarter of play, and the Sonic defense has been outstanding.
Well, the interesting thing about their defense, it starts right in their front court after they've missed shots. Here's Payton getting that ball back, and he got fouled. He spins around, put a blind bank shot off the board, hoping that it would count. It didn't, but he got fouled. prior to that. He goes up not on a shooting foul, but on a 1+1 as they're over the limit.
Free throw rolls off for Gary Payton. His parents are here tonight. Gary from Skyline High School right here in Oakland. Victor Alexander will check in. He is the rather large rookie. 6'9", 285, the 17th pick in the draft from Iowa State. The rookie in the class of '91. Second free throw by Gary is up and off the mark. Billy Owens grabs the rebound. Seattle has their largest lead of the night, up by 11. Here's Mullen, steps to the three. He'll take the three-pointer and rims off. Rebound, Alexander had it, tapped away. Alexander got it back, whirls up the hook. He lays it in, he is fouled, and Alexander will go to the line.
Alexander just came off the bench for Tyrone Hill. Now, Hill has not been very effective today at all. He has no points, and he's picked up only 2 rebounds so far. He's not been able to hold the Sonics inside. All right, we have a timeout called, 2:48 left in the half. It's 52-43 the Sonics here on the Sonics Broadcasting Network.
Sonics have out-rebounded the Warriors 23-12, and Sean Kemp has led the parade with 9 boards. He has been outstanding. The high board man for the Warriors with 5 is Billy Owens.
And I think one of the real important parts of that rebounding is the Warriors have only 3 offensive boards for the entire game and only 1 in this quarter. Sonics are simply not giving them those put-back and second-effort shots.
Here's Victor Alexander to the line with a chance to complete the three-point play, and he does by hitting the free throw. Alexander with 3. 52-44. Seattle on top by 8. 2:45 to go, second quarter. Tony Brown across midcourt, handles it, covered by Marciulionis. Steers it over on the left flank with a left-hand dribble. Stops outside, fires a pass to Kemp. He's in deep, triple team. Stops, leans, ball blocked partially by Alexander. Comes into the hands of Mullen. Out to Hardaway. Hardaway fires it ahead of Mullen. Pull up from three-point land. He'll take it in. He missed it badly. Rebound falls out of bounds, and Seattle will take it. Mullen has had the off night. He is 4 for 12 from the field, 1 of 4 from three-point range. Here's Tony Brown. Off the Kemp pick, left side. Brown handles it, checked by Marciulionis. In deep, Gary takes Hardaway to the baseline. Stop. Left feed to Kemp, up he comes. Muscles one over Alexander, missed it, grabbed his rebound, lost it. Tap free, Payne's got it, leads back from 5, won't go. But Kemp is there to bat it up and in with the left hand. Sean with 19 points. 54-44. Sonics by 10 with 1:59 to go. Alexander outside. In the second quarter, Alexander Marciulionis covered by Tony Brown. T-Bird trying to push Alexander out of the way on a jump switch. Now Brown steps out of Marciulionis. Marciulionis one-on-one, trying to underhand to Hardaway. Denied in there. Ricky taps it away. But Joey Crawford's got the push foul on Pierce. Second foul on Ricky. The Sonics over the limit, and it will send Tim Hardaway to the free throw line, with the Sonics leading here by 10 and 1:45 to play in the second quarter of a whale of a first half here from Oakland.
I just mentioned that Sean Kemp, with his 19 points all in the first half, has already tied his career high in playoff action of 19 points in one ball game. Not bad.
Hardaway to the line. The free throw up. He nailed it. Sean Kemp has been outstanding with his 19 points, 11 rebounds. He's hit 7 of 9 from the field, 5 of 6 from the line.
And Kevin, that 11 rebounds also ties his career high rebounds in playoff.
Hardaway hits the second free throw. Hardaway with 10. 54-46, 1:41 to go, second quarter. The Sonics leading by 8. Gary Payton works quarter court right over to Tony Brown. Brown sends it low to Pierce. Steps by Mullen. Swings up the jump hooker, right? Rebound, follow up, and in. It's Cage this time. Michael with the left hand bats it in. Boy, the Sonics have owned the glass. Marciulionis off the Alexander pick, right side, pull up left-handed jumper, swirls and goes in. Marciulionis with 8. 56-48. Seattle's lead is still 8 with 1:14 to go in the second quarter. Seattle's led by as many as 11 here in the period. Outside Payton with it on the point, pushes it over to Tony Brown. Brown sends it over to Ricky Pierce. Pierce fakes right, moves left, slants him with a left-hand dribble, beats Mullen's got a step on him, he leans in with a banker, won't go. Ball tapped outside, Cage takes the 15-footer, floats it up, no go. Alexander the rebound, tapped away by Cage. Alexander will get it. Long pass up the floor, Marciulionis sneaks away for the left-handed jam. Marciulionis with 10. That is the second breakaway basket that the Warriors have had. Long pass up the floor, Payton midcourt to Cage, made a tremendous pass to Michael. Now he's double teamed, the pass to Payton, intercepted by Marciulionis. He is fouled in forecourt by Payton. They're going to call a backcourt foul. Actually, nonetheless, it will send the Warriors to the line. 56-50, Sonics by 6. 45 seconds remaining in the first half.
And that's exactly what the Warriors do. They'll double team you. Mullen that time came over the back to knock that ball loose. or rather to kind of to the detriment of the man passing it, and Cage tried to hit Marshallonis, or rather tried to hit his man. Marshallonis anticipated where the pass was going. He was right there for the easy steal.
Marshallonis hits the free throw. Marshallonis with 11. Now Vincent Askew will check in along with Tyrone Hill. Billy Owens and Tim Hardaway will come off. 45 seconds remaining in the first half. The Sonics leading the Warriors 56-51. Seattle had a 10-point lead in the first quarter. The Warriors came back to tie at 35 all early in the second period. Then the Sonics got out to the 11-point lead. And here now are the Warriors on a run to pull back within 4 at 56-52. 37 seconds remaining in the second period. Payton handles the ball. Sends it to Cage high on the left. Skips it over to Ricky. Off the ball, we've got Brown tangling up over there with Chris Gatling. Brown and Gatling go nose to nose. Joey Crawford steps in between the two to separate them. Now the rest of the teammates come in to fill in the void. We've got a Tony inside on Chris Gatling.
Tony Brown is a very aggressive ball player, and I'm glad to see he didn't back away on that particular play. It's well that it did not erupt into anything worse than just a momentary confrontation. But the Warriors are going to know that they're not going to be able to get away with too much with Tony Brown around.
There you see Brown trying to break into the lane. Trying to get away from Gatling. And there's Gatling. You see him just swing out the right arm, and Ian Brown really getting physical this time. It'll go Tony's way as Gatling picks up his third foul. Brown makes him pay by hitting the first of 2 free throws.
Well, he looked like he kind of leg whipped him in there too a little bit.
Well, they both were muscling. It could have gone either way, and this time the Sonics will get it. Mullen comes in, and out will come Sean Kemp. Keep in mind the Sonics have been able to turn in this outstanding second quarter performance
Tyrone Hill.
without, in large part, the services of McKee and McMillan, both on the bench with 3 fouls. Here's where the depth of the Sonics team comes into play. Brown to the line, swings up the second free throw, and rolls off. Gatling grabs the rebound. 57-52, Seattle by 5. Askew picked up in backcourt by Tony Brown. Bring it across with 23 seconds. 22, 20. Askew out beyond the three-point perimeter with 18. Askew working on the left-hand dribble, looking for Mullen. Overplayed by Johnson, denied the ball. Askew on the point, sets up one-on-one, takes a left side, double team, dishes outside. Gatling springs into the air and drills the jumper. Seattle will bring it back with 9 seconds, leading 57-54 with 6. Cage baseline left. Outside to Ricky with 3, with 2. Ricky to the inline, pull up jumper, drew the foul. Ricky Pierce with a very subtle little up fake. Got Alexander off his feet, drew the foul, and one of the NBA's top free throw marksmen will step up there with 1 2/10 seconds remaining here in the half.
Well, as Ricky takes that ball in, he, as Kevin mentioned, nice little up fake. He got his man completely off balance that time. Ricky, by the way, this year has the highest free throw percentage he's ever had in the last 2 years. Both years he has been over 90%. He was not a very good foul shooter in college. His coach told him he needed more concentration. And as he's getting older, he says, Bob, he says that's where it's coming from, concentration.
Ricky Pierce has 8. Benoit Benjamin will come out as Benjamin, who has played a wonderful game here. Benjamin with 4 points, 4 rebounds, and I think officially given 2 blocks. Pierce back to the line. Second one up and off the mark. Rebound to Gatling. He will not get off a shot, and that will end the first half. Well played first half. The Sonics leading the Warriors at the break, 58-54. We'll be back in a moment here on a simulcast on the Sonics Broadcasting Network. Half, the Sonics leading the Golden State Warriors. The Sonics got out to a tremendous start, hitting 6 of their first 6 shots, while Mullen struggled a little bit. So it was important for the Sonics to get out quickly, and they did, and they've yet to trail in this game.
Well, 58 points, offense going very well, but the defense have not let Tim Hardaway get away. Right. Dana Barros hasn't played yet, but he was Tim Hardaway in practice yesterday, and did they work on stopping Tim Hardaway? It's working today.
At half, Sean Kemp has simply torn the Warriors up on the glass. We'll be back to recap for you. Right now, news on King 5 television in Seattle. All right, we are back, 58-50. The Sonics leading the Golden State Warriors at half. And let's take a look, shall we, at our GTE power play, brought to you by GTE, where the power is on. Here is Alton Lister with an underhand finger roll in traffic. Won't work. Kemp with the block, his second of the night. Sends it out to Gary Payton, who played wonderfully in the first half with his 8 assists. Now watch him skip it over on the inline. Cage will take it, and he's been dropping that baseline shot tonight. Michael Cage with a nice shot there. 4 out of 5 in the first half. 8 points. And the Sonics leading the Warriors 58-54. After one complete here on the Sonics Broadcasting Network. After one half complete in game one of the first round of the playoffs, 58-54. And it's time now to take a look at those first half numbers. The Sonics were 22 of 42, 52%. The Warriors 21 of 43, 49%. Keep in mind the Warriors averaged 50% from the field on the course of the year. From the line, the Sonics outscored the Warriors 14-11. The Sonics had 6 more attempts, 67% for Seattle and 14 of 21, 11 of 15 for Golden State, 73%. Sonics also had more assists handed out than did the Warriors, 15-12. Gary Payton to go along with his nice scoring of 11 points, had 8 assists, 2 steals and 4 rebounds. Turnovers, Sonics had 9, but really didn't get hurt. 13 points off of turnovers, but they countered that with 8 points of their own off of 6 Golden State turnovers. Sonics 27 of 16 in the rebounding totals, including 10 on the offensive glass. The Warriors were held to 3 on the offensive glass. Blocks, Seattle with 4, Warriors with 1. Sean Kemp had 2 of the 4. Bench scoring, the Golden State Warriors 21, the Sonics with 9. Marshall Onis had 12 of the 21 points off the bench for the Warriors. Individual scoring, Sean Kemp with 19 points to go with his 11 rebounds. Gary Payton had 11 points. Ricky Pierce had 8. Now, one correction to what we had reported earlier. Kemp with the 2 fouls, McKee and McMillan with the 3 fouls. Keep that in mind. Golden State led by Marshall Onis with 12. Owens had 11. Hardaway had 10. And Mullen, having a cold shooting night in 23 minutes, did have 10, but was 4 of 12 from the field, including 1 of 5 from 3-point range. So here we go to the third quarter. What do you see here in this third period, Bob?
Well, it's interesting. I know that a lot of the people around the Warriors feel that if you can stop Ricky Pierce and Eddie Johnson, keep them, either one of them, from getting hot, they can beat the Sonics. So far tonight, between those two, they have only 13 points. But I'll tell you what's happened is Gary Payton and Michael Cage have stepped up to pick up that scoring slack, and they've done an excellent job. And I think what's happening tonight, the Warriors are seeing scoring coming at them from different Sonics from different directions. Now, Gary Payton getting some last-minute advice from assistant coach Bobby Kloppenberg. Payton is having himself a playoff career night, though, and he's a real key on Hardaway in this second half.
Sonics leading the Warriors 58-54. Warriors take possession of the basketball to begin the third quarter. Mullen tosses over to Gatling. Gatling on top. Hardaway off the Mullen pick for a 3. This one rattles up over the goal mounting and is pinned on the top of the glass between the shot clock and the top of the basket. This will give us a chance to remind you the tickets are available for Game 3 Tuesday at home. Call Ticketmaster 628-0888 as Hardaway unleashes the 3.
Boy, and that kid with the broom is just barely tall enough to get it out of there once it balanced up on top. They almost needed a basketball player with a broom instead of a ball boy with a broom.
Warriors are a 3-point shooting team. Hardaway at 34%, Mullen at 36, but neither one able to strike gold here with the 3. Mullen, of course, did have the 1, but was 1 for 5 in the first half from 3-point range. Payton on the point is covered by Hardaway. Gary Payton flies one over here to McKee, playing with 3 fouls. McKee working on Owens, backs Billy into the paint, stops, dishes outside. Cage a 15-footer off the angle, no good. Rebound volley, tap to the inline, grabbed by Gatling. Out to Mullen. The Mummy will bring it across midcourt with a left to right hand dribble, down the baseline, dribbled it right out of bounds. Seattle will take possession. Mullen just dribbled it off the side of the shoe and out. Seattle will bring it up. Gary Payton across midcourt. Payton has got to be playing with a great deal of confidence after the first half that he had against Hardaway. We'll skip it in the corner. Ricky Pierce with it, covered by Mullen. Backs him off, feeds low. Kemp Smith by Gatling. A 2-handed slam jam. Sean Kemp with 21. Got an excellent feed in there from Ricky Pierce. Seattle on top by 6 at 60-54. Mullen right side, covered by McKee. Feeds out wide. Higgins with the left hand, backs down. He's got a cast on the left hand, turns, rifles up the right hand, and turnaround jumper and nailed it. How does Higgins do it with that hand? Higgins with a hard cast on the hand has 4 points. McKee down the right side. McKee stands astride the 3-point line. Owens out there to get after it. McKee, 6'10", fifth year from Bama, turns, windmills the dribble inside, switches left to right hand, rolls one in from 10 feet in the middle of the lane. Derek McKee with 4 points. 62-56, 10:21 to go third quarter. Hardaway dances with a dribble outside, puts that dribble between the wickets, covered by Pierce, slants in, splits the D, switches right to left hand, rolls one off glass in. Cairns free, Cage with a rebound. Michael covered by Hardaway, gets the outlet to Derek McKee. Derek will slant down into the lane, covered by Higgins, over to Payton off the wing. His long jumper comes off the mark, right into the hands of Hardaway. They break into the lanes to set up Hardaway at 3-on-1. Hardaway trips to the inline, gives over to Owens, muscles to the glass, missed the shot. Rebound, Billy Owens. Stops, spins, back to the glass, partially deflected, but it snuck through, hit the rim, and rolled in. Owens has 13. 62-58. 9:44 to go, third quarter. Payton, four-court left. Looking inside. Kemp in a battle with Gatlin. Gatlin leaning on Kemp. Outside, they'll swing it here to Pierce. Ricky beyond the three-point line, checked by Mullen. Slyly works down the right side, out to get him Mullen. Pierce picks up the dribble and bags a long jumper. Ricky Pierce with 10 points. Back come the Warriors in the early offense. Owens down the left side, streaking down the right side of the lane is Gatling. Owens doesn't like it though. He'll bring it outside, wants to set the offense. Owens tosses low with it as Gatling attempts and lay it in. Gatling with his back to the basket, looped it up and in off the belt buckle on the lot pass from Owens. 64-60. Seattle by 4. Payton fires one out on top here to Pierce. Swing it right, take it left into the lane. Jump stops, fires over Higgins, and banked it up and in. Knocked down by Higgins, and there is no whistle. Pierce with a half dozen. 66-60. Sonics by 6 with 8:51 to play here in the third. Now Timmy Hardaway will bring it across. Hardaway from University of Texas El Paso feeds over to Mullen. Offensive foul called. Mullen a bit frustrated. Pushes off on McKee. And now the defense of McKee is wearing on Mullen, who picks up his first foul of the night.
13, Marshallonis returns.
Marshallonis will return now to the Warrior lineup. Seattle by 6, 66-60, 8:37 to play in the third. Payton on the point, working with it. Gary Payton. Calmly working out beyond the three-point line, looking to Kemp. Kemp will get it, but way out. Left side, turns to face up on Billy Owens. Kemp takes him in on a hard dribble to the paint, stops, turns. Nice pass down low. Payton up with a right-hander, blocked by Gatling. Grabbed by Kemp, bumped inside. Offensive foul called by Joey Crawford. They say he leaned in and knocked Chris Gatling down. Offensive foul on Kemp. It is the third foul on Sean Kemp.
Got on this play again. It got a little bit rough around the boards that time as Payton got that ball, and then there you can see Kemp coming up over the top. But what he did was he kind of belted with his hip that time. In hockey, that'll be a little hip check.
66-60. Sonics by 6. 8:14 to play in the third quarter. Hardaway across midcourt off the Gatling pick. Turns the corner on Kemp. Hurries to the in line. McMillan there to slow him. Hardaway with a pull-up jumper. Nailed it. Hardaway with 12. 66-62. Sonics by 4. 7:59 to go in the third. Gary Payton works outside. On the point, high on the right. Gary holds the dribble. Pierce slants out to get it. The Warriors extend their defense out on the Sonics, denying the passing lane. Pierce breaks into the lane. Stops, spins, splits the D, loops up the belt buckle. Scoop shot, it won't go. Ball tapped outside. Payton's got it with a fresh 24. Over to McKee. He sidesteps Gatling and flushes it in with a swooping left-handed jam. McKee with 6. Seattle by 6. Marshallonis outside, spots the trailer Owens, works in the key, over to Mullen, cuts into the lane, hesitation dribble, stops, spins. Ball blocked away by Kemp inside, directed to the inline. Gary's got it. Payton across midcourt, glides to the center of the floor, over to McMillan for a long bomb. He nailed it! Nate McMillan was astride inside the three-point perimeter. Otherwise, he hit the home run. He has 2, and Seattle's lead is 8. It's 70-62. 7:08 to go in the third. The Sonics have never trailed in this game. Here's Hardaway off the pick outside, hesitates right side, kicks it to Mullen, runs the baseline, turns on a reverse. Was he bumped on the inline? No, 3 in the key.
No, he
stepped on the line. He was out of bounds. The Sonics will take it, and a timeout is called by the Warriors. 6:58 to go in the third. Sonics 70, Warriors 62. Back in a moment on the Sonics Broadcasting Network. Brought to you in part by your Puget Sound Volkswagen dealers.
Boy, are the Sonics taking them on the boards tonight, 30-19, but mainly on the offensive boards, Kevin, where they have out-rebounded the Warriors 12-4. They are simply beating them on those offensive boards.
Seattle leading by 8 here in the third period. 6:51 remaining. McMillan, a lob pass inside. Kemp will catch on the left side, spins in traffic, loops it in the lane to McKee. He'll go airborne and is fouled. McKee had it stripped out of his hands by Marshallonis. Third foul on Marshallonis, and it will send Derek McKee to the free throw line.
Now here again, they got the ball inside. The Kemp does a good job muscling around, bodying his way. He did not draw the foul, but when he got it to McKee, as he started to go up with the shot, well, go to the free throw line. One thing we might mention, the Warriors this year, what is it, I believe 13 times they've come from 10-point deficits in the second half to win ball games. So they're a very explosive ball club in that second half. So they're on their home court, so you know, it's still a ball game.
McKee hits the free throw. 7 for McKee. Oh, it's very much still a game. A 9-point, make it a 10-point lead as McKee hits both tosses. McKee's been much more assertive here in the third period. He was hampered in the first half with 3 early fouls. 6:41 to go on the third. Peyton shades Hardaway to his left, lobs it on a backdoor cut in the corner with it. Ellie, Mario Ellie circles outside. Now handle Hardaway. Hardaway with 12 on the shot clock. Challenges Peyton, takes the left side, double team, kicks it out. Owens the pull-up J, got it. Billy Owens, 15 for Billy Owens. 72-64, Seattle by 8. 6:20 to go in the third. McMillan skips it to Pierce, back to McMillan in the lane, over to Kemp, two-handed jam. Great ball movement inside by McMillan to Kemp. 23 for Sean. 74-64, 10-point Sonic lead. Peyton comes up to pick the pocket of Marciulionis, get in between Hardaway and Marciulionis on the exchange, but a foul is called.
Number 10, Nate McMillan.
And the foul is going to be called on Nate McMillan. That is the fourth foul on Nate, who came
that
up
may
with
not
Hardaway.
be the worst thing that happened to Nate, though. He got his foot banged into. He twisted it a little bit. He came up a little bit gimpy, although he's staying in the ball game.
Inbounds pass now. Ellie takes it inline right, covered by McKee. Mario Ellie, 6'5", working on McKee at 6'10", slants into the lane. Hands off to Marciulionis. He'll barrel inside, gets airborne, and banks one up and in with the left hand. Marciulionis with the most difficult of bank shots, straight away, head on. While in motion, 74-66. 5:44 to go in the third. Crowd trying to rally the Warriors here. As McMillan works out beyond the three-point line. He'll toss it on the mid-block. Out wide is Kemp. On the handoff to Pierce, runs by Gatling up in the left hand. Hit the bottom of the glass, came down to Ricky and reversed a hook up and in. Ricky Pierce with 14. Back comes Ellie. Beats his man down the left side. Motors by Kemp. Missed the shot. Rebound is Sean up to McMillan. Ahead to Pierce. Races left side. Hardaway will check it. Ricky Pierce backs him down. Hardaway reaches around. Pierce spins in. Up with the right-hander. Knocked down. The shot is off the mark, but he drew the foul, and Pierce will head to the line.
You know, we both alluded to it, but especially those of you, as you listen, but as you watch tonight's game, watch the Sonic defense, because this is what has really, we've been talking about their board work and their fine shooting and all that, but their defense has kept the Warriors from ever really getting into their ball game. They've occasionally had the transition off of the turnover, but not many, and they've taken Hardaway, not taken him out of the ball game, but they've never let him get control of the game, which he does so well.
Ricky Pierce with 14 points. Has garnered 6, make it 7 here in the third period. 15 points for Ricky Pierce. McMillan goes to the bench, and Frank Furtado will go down there and take a look at Nate McMillan's ankle. Eddie Johnson has checked in to go with Gary Payton, Sean Kemp, Derek McKee, and Ricky Pierce to the line. Seattle by 11. He can get him their largest lead of the night, and he does. Pierce giving Seattle a 12-point cushion. Pierce was 16, 8 here in the period. He's been the go-to man here in the period for Seattle. Billy Owens will bring it across midcourt. Eddie Johnson measures Billy Owens. Owens skips it outside of Marciulionis. Marciulionis, a Lithuanian, takes the right side pull-up. Left-hander skips it up and in off glass. Marciulionis with 16. 78-68. Sonics by 10. Peyton across midcourt. Gary Payton working with it between the rings. Working with a right-hand dribble. Gary Payton spots Johnson popping out. Eddie takes the left side, double teamed in deep. McKee turns in traffic, ball stripped away. Ellie's got a steal. And to Marciulionis, another pack, and he comes with a jam. Marciulionis with 18, and immediately George Karl will call a timeout. Sonics have an 8-point lead, 78-70. 4:36 to play in the third on the Sonics Broadcasting Network. Third, the Sonics 78 and the Warriors 70. The ticket number to get good seats for Game 3 of the playoffs Tuesday in Seattle, 628-0888. Call Ticketmaster, and pay-per-view will be available for those home games. Television in Seattle only on a pay-per-view basis. Games 3 and possibly 4 in Seattle. Johnson, a long bomb. He drilled it, but he was standing on the line when he hit it. It's a two-pointer for Eddie Johnson, and the Sonics lead by 10, 80-70. 4:17 to go in the third quarter. Along with Bob Blackburn, Kevin Calabro here, enjoying a beauty in Oakland. Owens out beyond the three-point line. Checked by Johnson. Weaving dribble into the lane, gives on a backdoor cut. Ellie up the shaft. He comes with a right hand, blocked away, got it back and lays it in. Ellie with his first basket. 80-72. Seattle by 8. 3:56 to go here in the third quarter. Payton outside, checked by Hardaway. Hardaway hunting Payton out beyond the three-point line. Payton picks up the dribble down low to Pierce, reverse pivot, turnaround jumper, 8-footer, feathers it in. Ricky Pierce with 18, 10 in the period. Pierce has been outstanding here in the quarter. Hardaway high on the right, checked by McKee. Hardaway working with a left to right hand dribble, looking for Owens, denied the ball by Johnson. Eddie doing a nice job off the ball on Owens. Marciulionis 15 feet from the hole over to Gatling on the angle. His jumper won't go. Johnson screens out Owens and grabs the rebound. 3:20 left in the third. Seattle by 10. Peyton, McKee, Johnson, Kemp, and Pierce for Seattle. McKee works outside on the point, covered by Gatling. Derek McKee with 10 on the shot clock. Face up on the rookie Gatling. Tried to steer it by him, can't. Shut off over to Pierce with 5, with 4, with 3. Pierce, turnaround jumper, got it! Ricky Pierce with 20 points. 12 here in the period, and Don Nelson will call a timeout. Sonic lead by 12, 84-72, and Ricky says, I feel it. We'll be back. No, apparently we won't. We'll stay right here. We never went away. Pierce 8 for 15 from the field. Has hit 5 of 7 here in the third quarter. He has been on fire, and if you're Don Nelson, how do you combat this player Ricky Pierce, who actually played for Nelson for so many years there in Milwaukee?
Well, Ricky told me prior to the game, he said that he knew tonight, the instant he got the ball, he was going to see the double team. The interesting thing is they have not been able to double team him that well, because just like in that case right there, he ran everybody off of a pick very nicely, and frankly, the Warriors have not switched out that quickly on Ricky tonight. It started early in the ball game. Ricky made his first 2 shots, remember, and I was surprised that he was as wide open as he was, because Don Nelson knows what he does best, and I figured Ricky would really be covered tonight. But remember, he only hit 4 out of 16 here last Sunday. He did not shoot all that well. Maybe the Warriors felt he wasn't going to be that hot, but right now, as you mentioned, he's the man of the hour. He's the guy really that's had to come through to give the Sonics that big scoring burst. And you know one thing the Sonic defense tonight has done, Kevin, except for that one 9-3 spurt that the Warriors had near the end of the first quarter, Seattle has never let the Warriors have a big run on them, and this is one of the Warriors' strengths, is to get that quick run of points, either to get ahead of you or to catch up with you. They have not been able to do it tonight. Now, the fourth quarter coming up, won't say anything about that, but I tell you, they've not done it so far.
And something else that George Karl mentioned, he said you can't allow them to get into those long runs. You've got to call a timeout in order to break momentum, and then it's important when you have possession and you call the timeout to come out and set something up, get something good on that first possession. Sonics did that after the Warriors had rallied from 12 back to get within 8. Seattle's first possession, Eddie Johnson hits a jumper from the top of the key. Now you're up 10, and the momentum, it comes back, swings back your way, which is where the Sonics are now with a 12-point lead, 2:57 left in the third, and here's Hardaway bringing the ball up the floor. Hardaway down the center of the court, covered by McKee. Hardaway lowers his head, takes it inside on the drive. It is blocked away by McKee, but a foul on the way to the basket ruled on McKee by Joey Crawford. Well, the foul on Derek is his 4th.
Now here's Hardaway with that look on his eyes, determined. He was guarded by McKee. Gary Payton reached in, tried to get him. McKee comes over the top, swats at the ball. I think Derek thought he got nothing but ball, draws the foul. A lot of people may wonder where Dana Barros is tonight. He's not playing. He has not really played. Well, he hasn't played at all. And I think they're a little concerned about the way that the Warriors, especially a guy like Hardaway, will take him inside and post him up. I think they figure they might give away too many points that way, so consequently they've been doing well with what they've been doing, and that's the reason we have not seen Dana tonight.
You've got to control Hardaway. He's 5 of 9 from the field and hits both free throws. Hardaway with 14, but only 4 here in the quarter. He's yet to have the big quarter. 84-74, Seattle by 10. McKee left side. 2:41 left to go in the third. McKee looking inside for Kemp, fronted by Owens, denied the ball. 1-on-1 now. McKee working on Gatling, starts up with the right hand, backs him down deep. Into the paint. McKee swerves, turns, fall-away jumper with the right hand is good. Derek McKee with 10, 8 here in the period. He is getting the full measure now of the rookie Chris Gatling. Hardaway the other way, picked up by Payton, crossover dribble into the lane. A fall-away drifting right-hander, high off the glass, won't go, rebound, volley, McKee's got it. McKee, tangle up with Hardaway, gets it free to Payton. He darts by Owens across midcourt, takes it up the center of the floor, into the lane, wrap around feet, over to Kemp on the baseline. We've got a foul before the dunk. This will be on the Warriors, Chris Gatling.
Well, you know, you mentioned earlier the swarming of the boards. The Sonics now got rebounded the Warriors 35-20. The Warriors have only 3 rebounds at this entire quarter. Gary Payton on the play, comes up the middle. He's met out there, and a little wraparound pass as Sean Kemp got a little backwards bump there. No foul, I mean a foul, but no shooting foul.
Foul, but no cigar here. 12-point lead now for Seattle. Payton outside to Pierce. 2:02 to go, third quarter. Pierce flash down right side. He eludes 2 defenders and puts it up over Askew. Nothing but net. He is fouled, and he will go to the line. The foul is on Askew. Oh, Ricky Pierce is in another time zone. 22 points for Ricky Pierce.
Again, Ricky with that awfully strong drive of his. He had guys all over him, still managed to get the shot up. As Kevin and I have talked so much since Ricky joined the ball club, one of the best in the NBA with his strength at playing through the foul to make the shot, to get to go to the line, and here he is again. Ricky is simply dominating this third quarter right now.
6 for 8 in the period for Pierce, to the line for the three-point play. He hit it. 23 for Ricky Pierce. The Sonics have their largest lead of the night. They are up 15 points on the favored Warriors. Mullen outside to Owens, right side. Owens picked up by Benoit Benjamin down the lineup. Benoit sneaks out on Owens, puts a drive on him, behind the back dribble into the lane. With a left hand, he'll hurl it up, miss it. Rebound to Benjamin. Boy, the Warriors simply are getting no second chances on the glass. McMillan across midcourt, left side. McMillan high on the right, lobs it low to Kemp. Kemp turns on Hardaway, mismatch. It's McKee on the inline, beg your pardon. Try to reverse and is tapped and fouled in there by Billy Owens. Second foul on Owens. Sends Derek McKee to the free throw line.
Nice lob pass again over the defense that time because, well, they had a short man. They got caught in the mismatch. It was an easy pass to get to McKee, and he just simply got held that time as he goes up for the hoop and goes to the free throw line. You know, the Sonics, Coach George Karl had said, not that he was confident he was going to win this game, but he liked the focus that his team has had and the way they practiced all week. He felt very good about it.
Derek McKee misses the first free throw. And the second one up, nailed it. McKee has 11, 9 here in the period. He's been a force. 90-74. Sonics lead by 16 points. 1:27 to go in the third. McMillan covers Hardaway. Johnson is on Owens. Johnson's done a nice job on Owens here in the quarter. And McKee is on Mullen. Now they switch with Benjamin on the baseline of Mullen. He drifts out into the corner. Marciulionis handles it. Checked by McKee. Fires over him. His jumper off the mark. McMillan skies out of him for the rebound. Nate McMillan will bring it to midcourt. Double team. Up ahead it comes to Pierce. Up fakes. Drives by Mullen. Pull up jumper. Pushed and fouled. Ricky's shot is well off the mark, but he will go to the line. On the foul to Chris Mullen.
You know, one of the things the Sonics have done is they've taken away the inside game of the Warriors so badly in this period. The Warriors are resorting to what they like to do with other teams, force them to go to the outside jumper. They're going for the outside jumper, getting only the one shot. Here again is Ricky Pierce on this drive, makes the nice move, draws the foul, and Ricky is just simply having a supreme third quarter.
And when you say inside offense and refer to the Golden State Warriors, you're not talking about post-up offense. You're talking about lay-in artists like a Mullen, a Hardaway, Owens, Marciulionis. They've taken away, for the most part, that slashing drive inside. They've sent bodies at the shooters, forcing them off their range, blocking shots inside. Pierce hits the first free throw. Second by Ricky. Nailed them both. 25 for Pierce, 17 in a most memorable third quarter for the Sonics. Leading the Warriors now by 18 big ones. 92-74 with 57 seconds to go in the third. Big Ben in a low defensive crouch. Owens is double teamed. EJ and Big Ben double him. Owens to Marciulionis, one-on-one, try to drive, steps by Benjamin, hurls up the left-hander off the mark. Foul is on 0-0. Benoit Benjamin.
Well, a lot has been made about the matchup between Benjamin and Marciulionis. It never is what you'd call an actual defensive matchup, but Ben has to step in there when Marciulionis drives. He did that time, got a hip into Marciulionis. Not really a very hard foul. Good enough, however, that'll send Marciulionis to the line.
Marciulionis with a free throw, up and in. Marciulionis with 19. Billy Owens has scored 4 points here in the quarter. Hardaway has scored 4. Mullen has yet to score here in the third quarter. Marciulionis hits both free throws. 20 for Marciulionis. 48 seconds to go in the third. Seattle by 16. 92-76. McMillan across midcourt with the left-hand dribble out to Pierce. Wide on the left, covered by Askew. Ricky sends it low to Big Ben. Backs in on Owens. Hurls up the right-hander off glass. Won't go. McKee is up there over everybody to tap it up and in. McKee with 13. Seattle by 18. Hardaway splits the D of McKee and McMillan, and McKee strips him of the ball, but a foul is called by Joey Crawford. And this one will be on McKee, who is all smiles. It is the 5th foul on Derek McKee.
You know, we talk about the 17 points of Ricky Pierce, who is having a supreme period, but he's getting a great deal of second banana help, if you would, by Derek McKee. Derek only had 2 points on 1 for 4 shooting in that first half. Derek is 4 for 4 in this period. He has made 2 at the free throw line. He has 10 points. Yeah, Derek, a good supporting cast to Ricky Pierce in this quarter.
Hardaway tosses the free throw up and in. As Sean Kemp will come in for Derek McKee. He checks out with 5 fouls, and he's smiling. He's tickled. He's had a whale of a third quarter of play. 94-77. Seattle leading now by 17. 30 seconds to go in the third. Second one up and in from Hardaway. A little rim. 16 for Hardaway. Now they pressure the inbound pass. McMillan with it. Sends it to midcourt. Up the floor. It comes to Kemp. Intercepted by Marciulionis. He lost it. Right to Johnson. He'll drive by Mullen and lay it up and in. Eddie Johnson with 9 points. 96-78. Seattle again by 18. 18 seconds remaining here in the third. Warriors will work for the last shot. Look out. Hardaway will fire that 3. McMillan knows it. Now Pierce comes up to double team. Hardaway, 4-court left, sends it cross court to Mullen. Out on top to Marciulionis, covered by Pierce, puts a dribble on the floor into the lane. Kicks it out wide. Askew will slant it with the left hand. He'll lay it up. Won't go. Tapped up and in by Askew. 3/10 of a second remaining. Johnson will get it. Fling at the length of the floor. And that will end the third quarter. The Sonics by 16 after 3. 96-80. Don't you dare go away from this one. We'll be back in a moment on the Sonics Broadcasting Network. Sonics lead the Warriors 96-80, heading in now to the fourth quarter of play, and the Sonics have simply decimated the Warriors on the rebounding. 38-21 on the glass. 15-6 offensive rebounds. The Sonics over the Warriors. Back come the Sonics now on the attack to begin the fourth quarter. McMillan sprints outside, high on the right over to Johnson. Working on Marciulionis. Backs him down, turns, fall-away jumper, in and out. Rebound kept alive, grabbed by Benjamin, but the rebound comes to Marciulionis. Up the floor he comes, into the lane, splits the D. Dumps it to Askew, out to Owens, sets up with a jumper, in and out. Rebound, Big Bear. Benjamin has played himself a whale of a game. 12 minutes total, 4 points and 6 rebounds for Big Bear. Outside McMillan, sends it low to Ben. Backs it to Marciulionis. Marciulionis from the side, fouls Big Bear. I never thought in the series I would see Ben get that kind of foul inside on Marciulionis, and there you see it.
Well, yeah, in this particular case, he reached right in. You know, I'm not sure how much flesh he really got. He got a good hand on that ball.
Fourth foul on Marciulionis. Seattle will bring it in bounds. Seattle by 16. 11:20 to go in the ball game. Can the Sonics win game one? McMillan skips it to Pierce. He was red hot in the third quarter. Turnaround jumper off the mark. Kemp can't handle the rebound. Owens has got it. Up to Hardaway. But a loose outlet pass gets away. Hardaway grabs it. Steers it to Marciulionis. Did he walk in the lane? They say no. Askew steps in traffic. Off balance shot. Air ball grabbed by Ben. Benjamin from McMillan. Swings a hard one to midcourt. Pierce will grab it. Baseball pass left side. Kemp airborne for the shot. Fouled by Hardaway. Kemp will go to the line. He'll get 2 on the third foul from Hardaway.
And coming to the sidelines is going to be Big Ben. They're going to go to a smaller lineup as Gary Payton comes in. And you know, we both sang the praises of the 11 points of McKee and the 17 of Pierce in that third quarter. I think we should say a little bit about Gary Payton making the play too. Gary, at the end of 3 periods, is up to 12 assists in the ball game. He is having a whale of a game tonight against Tim Hardaway.
Just a superb game, as is the 22-year-old from Elkhart, Indiana, Sean Kemp, with his 24 points. Chris Gatling will come back in for the Warriors. They really don't have anybody there on the bench that can solve the problem of Sean Kemp. No one. 98-80. Seattle by 18. 9:45. Make that 10:45 left here in the fourth. Hardaway right side, double teamed over to Mullen in the corner. Mullen did not scratch, did not score in the third period. Sends a pass out to Marciulionis. Off his shoot, top rolls in the backcourt, ball loose. Marciulionis dives to get it. 5 seconds, 4. Marciulionis on a drive into the lane. Hands off, inside, double team. Owens spins it up, missed the shot, rebound Johnson. Eddie Johnson, man, that will simply break the back of an opposition emotionally when they hustle like that and come up empty. 15 seconds on the shot clock for Nate. 10:15 to go in the game. The pass from Nate over to Gary Payton. It's off his shoot top and out of bounds. So an unforced error will give it back to the Warriors. Seattle by 18 with 10:13 to go in the ball game. Warriors heavily favored by everyone in the national media anyway, and the local media, to win it in 4, and some people say the Sonics could extend them to 5 games. A win tonight would assure the Sonics of game 4 in Seattle. Here's a pick and roll. Marciulionis to Owens for the two-handed jam. The Warriors haven't given up yet. There's plenty of time left. 9:56 to go. Sonics by 16, 98-82. Need a big play here. McMillan high on the left side. Nate McMillan to Pierce. Pierce been hot all night. Covered by Marciulionis. Ricky stands outside. Sends Kemp down low. Now Ricky will go airborne with a long jumper and air ball. Grabbed by Owens. Sends it out to Hardaway. If the Warriors score here, look for George to call timeout. Hardaway to the glass will lay it up and in. And George will call a timeout. 9:30 to go in the ball game. The Sonics on top, 98-84. Back in a moment on the Sonics Broadcasting Network. Seattle leading the Warriors by 14. 9:30 left in the fourth period of play. And remember, game 3 will be played in Seattle on Tuesday. Call Ticketmaster right now to get your seats. 628-0888 the number, and pay-per-view will be available as well. Televised in Seattle, only on pay-per-view in Seattle. Call your local cable company. Here's McMillan off the pick from Kemp. Sends it outside to Payton. 10 on the shot clock for Gary over to Nate for a three. Get in there, it won't. Rims off, rebound Mullins. Tapped away from him by Pierce. Ricky fires it outside to Payton. Has it forecourt right. Gary will take the three. Off the mark. Air ball goes out of bounds. Golden State will take it. This broadcast brought to you in part by Gillette and the revolutionary Gillette Sensor Shaving System. Gillette, the best a man can get. 98-84, 14-point Sonic lead. Marciulionis left side double team, sends it out to Owens. Owens takes the long jumper over Johnson. No. Rebound. Mullen grabs it. Stripped to the ball by Payton. Gary up the floor. Center. Over it comes to Pierce off the wing. Stops. Pops in the lane. No. Rebound Ricky. Spun around airborne by Marciulionis and a foul on Sharonis. His fifth. The fifth on Marciulionis.
Well, the Warriors have a little problem on their hands right now. Chris Mullen has not played a lot in this half on this particular play. A great rebound by Pierce on his missed shot, and he got bumped in the hip that time by Marciulionis. Chris Mullen, their leading scorer, certainly one of their leading scorers for the season, has only 10 points for the ball game.
14-point Sonic lead. 8:32 to go in the fourth. Can they get it down? Here is Kemp backing in. Double team. Needs help. Outside to Payton. Plenty of time on the shot clock. 15 showing. Crossover right to left hand. Dribble on Marciulionis. Over to McKee. Runs the baseline. Pull up. Feather touch. Skips off. Kemp directs the rebound outside. Kemp double team. Hacked by Hardaway. Hardaway steals it. Hardaway up the floor on the break. 3-on-2. Out to Mullen. Pull up jumper from Mullen. No. Rebound. Gatling spins inside. Double team. Tapped out. He'll chase it to the sideline. Fling it back to Mullen left side. Press 24 on the shot clock for the Warriors. Seattle 98, Warriors 84. 8 minutes to go in the ball game. Plenty of time for the Warriors. Sonics step up defensively. On Gatling inside, trying to deny him the pass. Pierce reaches in, had it tapped away. And he and Gatling were kind of just tangled there. The foul is a late one, but a good call on Ricky Pierce, who came over the top of Gatling. So the Warriors on that possession, not shooting foul, bring it in. First team foul on the Sonics. Hardaway working on Nate McMillan. Works left side. Long jumper. His cast is well off the mark. Saved by Owens. He'll turn and fire it off the kneecap of McKee and out of bounds. Pierce is down, and he's holding the left ankle. It's the same leg in which he has had the bruised calf muscle. He comes out to stretch the hamstring muscle. Apparently he's all right. Ricky's going to stay in. Hardaway will bring it in. He's the trigger man of the inbounds pass. Hardaway to Mullen. Long jumper off the wing. Got it. Mullen makes it a 12-point game. Mullen, with only his first field goal of the second half, has 12 points. 98-86, 12 points. Seattle leads. 7:32 to go in the game. Seattle badly needs a basket. Here's Gary Payton. Works left side. Sends it out to McKee. Over to McMillan. Down low Kemp. Turns from the baseline. He's trapped inside. He leans back. Got off the shot. Gatling blocks it. Kemp right back to the hole. Lays it up and off the mark, but he drew the foul. Kemp will head to the line with 7:14 left in this ball game. The foul again is on Chris Mullen. That is his third.
Well, again, Sean shows with his athletic ability and bobbing and weaving and his strength why he is so tough inside, because he gets that ball. He can maneuver quite easily unless they really hem him in tightly. They were kind of hovering around him, and for those of you who have tuned in late, Kemp with 25 points and 14 rebounds. Both of those are career playoff highs for the young man.
And Sean missed the free throw. 98-86. Sonics by 12. 7:10 to go in the ball game. Ricky Pierce will come out, and Frank Furtado will attend to Ricky Pierce. Michael Cage will come in, so the Sonics go a little bit bigger. And Sean Kemp, missing the first free throw, will get another opportunity here. We got a break in the action here because Tim Hardaway is over chatting with Joey Crawford. Hardaway, the team captain, trying to get a clarification, I believe, on the call from Joey Crawford.
He's not just a team captain, but he is a real leader on their ball club. He's like Nate McMillan. He's the guy that calls meetings and then really is their leader both on and off the floor.
Sean Kemp hits the free throw. 26 for Kemp. So Kemp splits the pair, and the Sonics lead it 99-86, a 13-point lead. 7:09 to go in the game. Hardaway flips one out to Mullen. Forced out between the rings by McKee. He'll take it right side. Pull up left-hander. Got it. Chris Mullen, look out if he gets in a groove. 14 for Mullen. He's hit his last two. 99-88. It's an 11-point Sonic lead. McMillan sends it low to McKee. Derek backs in, double teamed out to Nate. Back to Derek. Overplayed by Gatling. He taps it out of bounds. Sonic basketball, 13 on the shot clock with 6:48 to play, and the Sonics holding an 11-point lead.
Sonics do not have a field goal in this final period so far over 5 minutes. Only 3 points at the foul line by Kemp.
Crowd chanting defense. Payton works Mullen left sideline. Outside to Nate. Nate beyond the three-point ring. Down low to Kemp. Backs, turns in the lane. Up in the left-hander off glass. Won't go. Followed up and in. Sean Kemp with a tremendous second effort. Kemp carrying the Sonics on his back. 28 points. Hardaway right to left-hand dribble. Sends it across the lane to Marciulionis on the angle. Covered by Cade. Marciulionis double team. McMillan sprints out of Marciulionis. They double it. Slings it over inside. Owens ducks under with a reverse. Missed it. Owens taps the follow-up and in. Owens with 19. 6:14 to go in the game. An 11-point Sonic lead. 101 to 90. This is what the playoffs are all about, baby. 6:09 left in the game. Crowd chanting. Payton outside. Retreats now. Drives to the hole. Up with the right hand. No. Followed up and in. It was McKee with the right hand. McKee bats it in. 15 for McKee. What a play. Hardaway the other way. Marciulionis in line right. Double team. Spins. Trips. Sends it cross court. Making the catches. Owens to the baseline to Gatling. Into the lane. Stripped to the ball and a foul called. This one will be on Gary Payton.
Boy, with 5:44 to go, the Sonics have the lead they have, and the tremendous intensity of this ball game out there. Playoff intensity is something you cannot describe unless you're either on the court or at the court, and that's why we'd like to see you folks at the Coliseum next Tuesday night to watch the playoff intensity of these two great teams battling in this first round. 628-0888. Plenty of seats still available at Ticketmaster.
No better basketball and no better sport, in my opinion, in the world than playoff basketball. Gatling to the line. Drills the free throw. 9 for Gatling. George Karl with 5:44 to go in the game. As his team on top by 12. Billy Owens will come out. Tyrone Hill will give him a breather. Gatling back to the line. Gatling is a rookie from Old Dominion. Crowd hushes. Gatling shot is up. He got it. Gatling with 10. Seattle 103. Golden State 92. 5:42 to go. Kemp across midcourt from McMillan. Picks up the dribble, hands to Nate. Nate working on Mullen down the left sideline. Nate McMillan looking for McKee. Isolated, low block on Gatling. He'll send it into Derrick. Cross-court pass way outside to Cade. Centers it to Nate. 6 on the shot clock for Mack. Mack down low. McKee to the inline. Turnaround baseliner. No. Rebound. Cage back to the line. Michael lays it in. What a play. Cage with a rebound and the putback. The Sonics have owned the glass. Seattle by 13. 105-92. 5:11 to go. Gatling. Turnaround jumper over Cage. Yes! String music for the rookie. That shot nearly knocked George Karl down. He couldn't believe the rookie would hit that baseline fall-away shot. Here's Payton turning the corner. Sideline left to Marciulionis. Skips it low. With it is Kemp. Back to Gary. Into the lane. Double team. Hacked and fouled on the way to the rack. Payton will get 2 shots on the foul in deep. Seattle has an 11-point lead with 4:54 to go in the game.
Well, here again, the Sonics on this play. A nice pass inside to Gary Payton. The Sonics have found those seams perhaps more with a pass tonight than they have with a dribble drive. They've had some excellent entry passes, and again, it pays off with Payton going to the line.
Gary's free throw is good. Payton with 12 points. Gary Payton has played a whale of a game, folks. He's 11 points, 12 plus rebounds, or 12 plus assists, I should say, and 5 rebounds. Payton's second one missed it. Kemp had the rebound. Spins away, lost it, juggle, loose to the sideline. Can he save it? No! It hit the sideline out of bounds. Good hustling play by Kemp. Golden State will bring it in bounds. 4:50 to go in the ball game. And an inadvertent horn there sounds. And that will slow the Warriors. That allows the Sonics to set their defense.
Now here again, that ball was deflected away as Kemp went over. He tried to flip it back in, but he had stepped on the line as he flipped it back between the legs.
Sonics lead by 12. 4:44 to go in the ballgame. Marciulionis left side got in deep. Rolls up the shot off balance. He's fouled. The shot rolls off, and Sharonis will get a chance at 2 at the line.
Again, the Sonic defense has been outstanding. They have just simply not let the Warriors go in and get those layups. As Coach George Karl said prior to the game, they are probably the best finishing team in the league, the best layup team. They get more points off of layups because they do finish so well, and the Sonics have not let them slash to that basket and get those easy shots tonight.
Marciulionis with 21, 106-95. Marciulionis makes it a 10-point game. Sharonis with 22. 4:42 to go in the game. Cage will call a timeout. He could not get the inbounds pass in quickly. And the Warriors extending their defense, playing up into front court, deny all passing lanes. So George calls a timeout. Sonics on top by 10. 4:42 left in this game on the Sonics Broadcasting Network. 106-96. Sonics by 10. 4:42 to go. Opening game of the first round of the playoffs, and the Sonics have never trailed in this game. Derek McKee will bring the ball up, hand to McMillan. He'll dance across midcourt. Side saddle dribble down the wing, working on Marciulionis, jamming away at the ball. McMillan centers the ball, head of the key, flips it over to Ricky, overthrow him, out of bounds, turnover. Unforced turnover, Warriors will bring it back. Sonics defensively now will pick up Hardaway at midcourt. Hardaway flips it low to Mullen, looking for a reverse. McMillan all over Mullen. He'll go to the glass and lay it in. It's an 8-point game. Mullen with 16. 106-98. 4:12 to go in the game. Can the Warriors come from 18 back? Here is Payton across midcourt. Beats Hardaway to the glass. He'll deliver the goods. It won't go. He was off balance. Rebound to Hill. Out to Hardaway. Hardaway down the right side. Hardaway high on the right. Over to Marciulionis. He'll take it on the dribble drive. Try to feed off to Owens. Out of bounds. Deflected by Seattle. We've got dissenting views by the officials. Willard says Sonic ball. Joey Crawford, the elder official, says Warrior basketball. I think that was the better call. It was a deflection inside. 16 on the shot clock, and the Warriors bring it in. Hardaway outside the Mullen. Races for a long. He'll flip it up and miss it. Rebounded Nate McMillan. 3:48 to go in the game. Sonics lead by 8. 106-98. Gary Payton to midcourt. Gary Payton slants out high on the left side. Checked by Hardaway. Gary Payton looking to get a screen from Kemp. Rolls off the pick. Sends it out to Nate for a 3 in the air. Miss it. Long rebound. Hardaway had it. Off his fingertips. Owens will take it. Up to Mullen. Right side. Hesitates. Right side. Stripped of the ball by Payton. And a foul called on Gary. This will be the 4th on the Sonics. It'll be a non-shooting foul. 3:26 left in the game. Seattle up by 8. 106-98.
Sonics 4th team foul.
Mullen will bring it in bounds to Hardaway. Tapped away by Gary Payton. Good play. But the Warriors will get it back with 3:25 left.
Well, I'll tell you, the Warriors have played some defense in this final period, too, Kevin. Sonics only have 3 field goals against them.
Seattle had a 16-point lead coming in at 96-80. Into the 4th quarter. Marciulionis slants left side. Stops. Spins. Lost control of the ball. Flips it outside to Hardaway as he lunges to the floor. Hardaway to Marciulionis. Top side. Into the lane. Jabbed away from behind by McKee. Nice block. McKee batted that ball out of bounds. 9 on the shot clock. 3:11 to go in the game. 106-98.
Not sure our camera was on that play, but boy, that ball went right down and hit a camera. Almost flush bullseye on the lens.
Hardaway from the baseline sends it out to Marciulionis. Out beyond the 3-point line. Over to Hardaway for 3. Got it! Oh, no! Hardaway hits the 3. 21 for Hardaway. Sonics on top by 5. 106-101. 2:58 to go in the game. The crowd on their feet trying to rally the Warriors from 16 back. Here is Payton. Outside to Pierce. McKee inside trying to get open. Kemp. Out to Nate. Nate will take the long one. He got it. Nate McMillan was standing on the line. McMillan with a 2-pointer. 4 points for McMillan to quiet the crowd. Sonics by 7. 2:37 to go in the game. Here's Hardaway outside. Checked by Payton. Payton with his toughest test of his career. Into Hardaway double teamed. He lost it out of bounds. They're going to rule it off Seattle hands. Out of bounds. Golden State basketball with 15 on the shot clock.
That basket by Nate was very timely. The Sonics had been at the short end of a 21-8 run.
Hardaway swings it into Mullen. Mullen off the hill pick. Outside picked up by Kemp. Kemp swats at it. Taps it free. Mullen gets it back. We're not in the shot clock. Double teamed. Owens runs the baseline. Darts under a defender. Rolls it up. He missed it. He draws the foul. It's on Kemp. The 4th foul on Shawn Kemp. He's in no trouble when it comes to fouls. Now, the Sonic bench is getting a bit testy with Bill Oakes, and they had better back off.
Yeah, they'd better back off because it's a close enough ball game that the Sonics right now, the main thing they need to do is keep their composure, work the ball, work their plays, and not let either the officials or the aggressive defense by the Warriors get to them.
Billy Owens to the line, runs into free throw. Game 3 of the playoffs Tuesday in Seattle. Be there at the barn to see it all. Call Ticketmaster at 628-0888. Owens hits the second. 21 for Billy. 108-103. A barn burner. Sonics by 5. 2:18 to go in the game. Outside is Payton. The Sonics spread the floor. McKee rushes off the pick of Pierce. Has it baseline left covered by Owens. McKee isolated one-on-one. Will he take Owens? 9 on the shot clock for Derek. Backs in, hands to Ricky. Fakes right, moves left to the baseline. Step back jumper. Got it! Ricky Pierce with a huge shot. 27 for Pierce. And the Warriors call a timeout. 2 minutes left in the game. 110-103. Seattle by 7. A timeout. We'll return in a moment here on the Sonics Broadcasting Network. Sonics lead by 7, 110 to 103. 2 minutes remaining in the ball game. And let's take a look at a great play. A Ricky Pierce jumper. This great play brought to you by Cold Filtered Miller Genuine Draft, taking the country by storm. Pierce has hit on 10 of 20, 27 points for Pierce. Kemp leads the Sonics in scoring with 28 points to go with his 15 rebounds. Warriors bring it in bounds. 1:57 to go in the game. Warriors down by 7. Hardaway outside, double team to Mullen. Over to Marshallonis. Over it goes in the corner to Hill. Bobble it, picks it up. 15 on the shot clock. Hill in no man's land. Fires it to Owens. 1-on-1 to McKee. Into the lane. Swoops by him. Underhand finger. All good. Billy Owens with 23. Sonics by 5. 110, 105. A minute 40 left in the game. Put your belt buckle on. Roll up your sleeves. Put your hard hat on. Here we go to crunch time. Peyton to Pierce. Outside. Inside McKee battling with Owens. Derek double team over the shoulder. Hook pass inside. With the left hand, up and good! Goaltending the call, count the basket. 14 for Gary. Tremendous pass by McKee, a no-look job over the shoulder after he was double-teamed. And Gary cashes in. Sonics by 7. Hardaway spins away from Mullen. McMillan to the lane, pull up 8-footer, no. Rebound, Kemp! 1:16 to go in the ball game. 112, 105, Seattle by 7. Here's Peyton to midcourt, splits the D, lunging from behind Hardaway. Peyton averts it, outside of McMillan. Sonics using clock, 14 on the shot clock, 1:05 to go in the game. Sonics 112, Warriors 105. Pierce inside, double teamed, outside to Peyton, over to Nate. Nate for a 3, no. Long rebound, who's gonna get it? Mullen. 53 seconds left, here come the Warriors. 112, 105, they've got to get off the shot in a hurry. Mullen outside, slings it low, Owens steps up for the rack with a two-headed jam that rolls off, but he is fouled. Owens will go to the line. The foul inside is on Gary Payton. So Owens will get 2, but the Warriors need much more. They trail the Sonics by 7.
Well, you know, one thing they have not been able to get away with tonight, and they've shot 38% against the Sonics this year, 3-point plays. That time Mullen wanted to take one, instead elected to go inside. Owens' foul goes to the line.
Billy Owens has been outstanding. 24 points for Billy Owens, and he has led the team in rebounding with his 11 boards. You talk about Mutombo and Johnson, number 1 and number 2, and Rookie of the Year balloting. Certainly Billy Owens was given careful consideration. Owens with 25, 10 here in the period. Seattle will bring it in bounds. They lead by 5. 45 seconds remaining. Important to get it across midcourt quickly, and they do. Kemp with it. Outside to McKee. Derek McKee looking to spread the floor. He is fouled. Owens and Mullen double team and foul McKee, who's an 84% free throw shooter. The Warriors are over the limit, and Derek McKee will step up with 2 very big free throws. The Sonics leading by 5 with 38 seconds remaining in the game.
Sonics, the 5th best foul shooting team in the league, and Derek McKee is one of their best. They are 26 out of 36 tonight, shooting only 72%, so they have not shot their normal percentage, but they're getting enough of them. It's beginning to take its toll.
Derek McKee steps up to bat, and he knocks down the free throw. 16 for Heavy D. Now in his 5th year from Alabama. Derek has not played particularly well against the Warriors this year, averaging 10 points, 8 rebounds, good numbers, but 31% from the field. He had struggled the first half, due largely to foul problems. He had 3 early and only had the 2 points, but hitting both free throws here, he has 15 in the second half of play. 114, 107. Sonics by 7. Hardaway with a 3. It's blocked. He is fouled by Gary Payton, and with 30 seconds remaining in the game, George Karl is, boy, George is out there having a tough time restraining himself. He wants to get out on the floor. And here's the foul on Gary. Gary Payton is tagged with the foul. That is the 6th on G, who fouls out with 14 points.
I tell you, but he has around 14 or 15 assists tonight, which he has an all-time playoff. Of course, he's only a sophomore in the league, but Gary Payton has had a really sensational game against Tim Hardaway.
Hardaway steps to the line, hits the free throw. 22 for Tim Hardaway. Well, Gary's numbers against Golden State have been decent. 12 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists, but Hardaway's have just been overwhelming. 29 points, 9 assists, the 2 steals, and shooting 61% in the 5 games against the Sonics. But with that free throw missed, Marshallonis the rebound. He is fouled on the putback by Eddie Johnson. and Marciulionis will get 2. 29 seconds remaining. Sonics by 6, 114 to 108, and now you inch toward the edge of your seat.
All right, now there was the intentionally missed free throw, and hope to get the offensive rebound, which Marciulionis did, and gets the foul and goes to the line for 2. I tell you, as I mentioned the other night, Kevin, I've only seen that play work for the Sonics once in 25 years. You don't see it successful that often.
Marciulionis hits the first, misses the second. Rebound of McKee. And immediately a foul is whistled on Chris Mullen. They will play the free throw shooting game here. Now, overall, as we mentioned, the Warriors are a 74% free throw shooting team. The Sonics a 78% free throw shooting team. McKee at the line, 84%, and tonight he has hit 5 of 6. Now, he will go to the line with 28 seconds remaining. The Sonics leading by 5, 114 to 109.
Tell you, George Carl is getting a lot of coaching help from his assistant, Bob Kloppenberg. And one of the guys who keep him cool and calm down is the guy seeing his first NBA playoff game, his assistant, Tim Gergerich. Tim has to be enjoying this.
Got to mention that Bart Kofod is in street clothes. Kofod was put on the injured list to make room for Benoit Benjamin. Kofod has done a real nice job in practice to serve as one of the additional coaches on the bench. 19 for McKee, sinking both free throws. 116 to 109. It's a 7-point lead for the Sonics. 24 seconds remaining. Hardaway outside. Marciulionis will raise with a 3. Won't go. Hardaway the putback won't go. Rebound grab by Pierce. 16 seconds remaining. Pierce up the floor. Foul in the front court by Hardaway. Those two wrap up. Hang on. And good-naturedly break their embrace. It will send Ricky Pierce to the line for 2. Hardaway with his 4th foul, and the crowd hurrying now for the exits.
Boy, as Hardaway grabbed him, he wanted to foul him intentionally, but they dozy-do with a little pivoting all the way down to the corner. And Hardaway, to his credit, a very nice young man. He was trying to hold Ricky up. He did not want to have anything like an intentional foul and intentionally hurting a man at this stage of the ball game.
Ricky Pierce hits the free throw. 28 for Ricky Pierce.
35, by the way, is Ricky's all-time playoff high in all of the many big playoff games he had with Milwaukee.
Pierce, who struggled last year in the first round of the playoffs against Portland. Fans were second-guessing the acquisition of Pierce. No more. He missed the free throw, the second one. And the Warriors immediately call a timeout with 14 seconds remaining. Sonics leading 117 to 109. And fans, you have seen a masterful job turned out by the man in green, the Seattle SuperSonics. It would be a shame if you didn't attend Tuesday's game at the Coliseum. Change your plans if you have plans for Tuesday night. Get your friends involved. Come on down to the Coliseum. Call Ticketmaster right now at 628-0888. If you absolutely can't make it down, then tune us in. We'll have the simulcast for you on pay-per-view only. That will be the only television in Seattle pay-per-view on Tuesday for Game 3, and then Thursday for what will be Game 4. Now necessitated because the Sonics, I think, with 14 seconds
now, wait a
remaining.
minute. Not necessitated yet. Each team has to win one game before it's necessary to have Game 4.
Well,
now,
that's
true.
true.
The Sonics might win 3
Very
straight,
true.
Kevin,
Very true.
So let's not sell a game.
I've kind of been sold into that mindset by the media here. You know, that would be something. Should the Sonics sweep the Golden State, it would be, of course, not unheard of. George took a similar basketball team, the Golden State Warriors, this very franchise, in 86-87. They were down 2-0 in the first round to Utah. They came back, the first team to do it, from a 2-0 deficit to come back and win 3 straight. So it has happened before, but you want to come out and see the Sonics on Tuesday. If not, we've got it on pay-per-view. 14 seconds remaining in the game. Sonics leading the Warriors 117 to 109.
Of course, one of the reasons the Warriors came back to beat the Utah in that game, after game number 2 up there, everybody got into a big free-for-all, including Coach George Karl. He was whacking away at Utah players. There were some fines on that one, but he really got his team fired up with his own physical participation. And by the way, Kevin, let's go back 17 years, because 17 years ago, the Seattle SuperSonics, in a game, their first ever playoffs, they beat Detroit. They came down here and they split with the Warriors in the beginning of that series. And that was the year the Warriors went on to win the championship, so it can happen again.
Higgins will swing it and bounce for the Warriors. Here's Billy Owens, right side. Sends it over to Hardaway. He's got to get off the 3. He will. It rims off and over the goal, Manning out of bounds. 6 seconds remaining in this one. Sonics 117, Warriors 109. Now McKee will bring it in bounds. Derek looking for a man, got to get rid of it. Calls a timeout. 20-second timeout called. Seattle had 1 to expend. Sonics utilize their 20, and I think are left with 1 full timeout. 6 and 5/10 seconds remaining here in the game. Sonics leading 117 to 109.
You know, I think we can safely tell the guys on the Space Needle to light up the green light because there's only about a fourth of the fans here. Obviously, the Warrior fans who have a lot of confidence in their ball club have lost that confidence. The time has run out with only 6.5 seconds. Light up the green light, guys, the signal of victory because you have an 8-point lead.
Seattle will bring it in bounds again. McKee, the trigger man, looking to get it up the floor again. All passing lanes clogged, denied by the Warriors, and the Sonics use, I believe, their final timeout here with 6 and 5/10 seconds remaining. Actually, Seattle will have 1 timeout left. Well, 1 full timeout left apiece for both of these basketball teams. Well, with 6 and 5/10 seconds in your team up by 8, I agree with you, Bob. It's academic. Flip on the green light back in Seattle and call it a day.
Well, you wonder really why the Sonics are even bothering to call the timeouts. I mean, if the Warriors got a shot and put it up, it's not going to, because I don't think anyway they're going to score 8 points. But this is the way you still have to play the game.
Right.
And it's interesting. This has really been a tremendous team effort by the ball club. You know, they say when you get into the playoffs, quite often individuals